Who would like to do the recap?
Oh. Just chucked it, Natty Daddy. I'm ready.
We got griffins.
Boom. Yeah, there it is. That's
Pretty
much
much
nailed it.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that's most of what happened last week. We picked up, still in the middle of our griffin bonding. And Sano in particular was bonded with the alpha male of the group. And for the sake of brevity, we all got bonded with various griffins, which I guess we're going to learn about a little bit here just now. And then we debated a little bit more about whether we should continue into the desert and try and discover what's been happening there with the weave and the confusion in the sky. But then Dimble, I think, was the one who discovered a small effigy of Alcar in the Salon's quarters, sort of cementing that we are where we should be, at least for now. So if I'm recalling this right, we're planning on helping Salon Albatil and House Albatil work with their house war there in Loren's Gate to try and cement this new house as the seat of power. So we finished a nice meal with them, returned to the stables, finished up the various bonding things with some antics, and then all were finished with a large ceremony, a magical connection that resulted in a decent amount of suffering psychically for griffins and riders. But otherwise, it seems like we're ready to begin our future as the World Walkers Air Force. Griffin bodies and
Okay, if we're going to start referring to you guys as that, they're all going to just die.
They're all just dead.
We call ourselves the air flyers.
Yeah,
World
we
flyers.
got to come up with, I like it, World Flyers. Got to come with a cool
Okay,
name
they're definitely all going to die then,
for
so
our
you have to
squadron.
rebrand yourselves again.
for our cool Griffin squadron.
So everybody who is here has their stat block for their War Griffin.
Oh, yes.
Once again, if you intentionally insert your War Griffin into combat, I will target it.
This says Storm Spike can best be described as calm, kind, emphasis on the kind, and patient. Is that true?
Is that true?
I mean,
So
picked
anything
you.
on there is information that you have gotten, not in character, but
Okay.
in character, right? Like
Yeah.
your character found this out in character. I just didn't want to RP that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, that's like the people who handle them describing them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know it's not true.
That's not me like lying to you because ha ha ha.
It'll be funny.
You notice there are also some blank areas on there.
Okay.
That is because, like with any living creature, it's a relationship that you must nurture
Yeah.
and grow. The ages of your griffins are something that you are going to have to learn as well.
Hey, how old are you?
So we can't take our griffins on a date until we find out how old they are.
I will tell you the youngest griffin is 50 and the oldest is 2000.
Oh, damn.
I assume.
I do like a griffin with experience.
It's easy. We just ask them which one of them is. We'll ask them which of their silent talkie films is their favorite.
Yeah, there it is.
I have opted to use the variant rules for armor. So your griffin will start with barding, which you don't know what it is yet,
Yeah.
but you'll find out soon.
Okay.
Any questions about stat blocks?
Nope. So even though it says he's kind, but he's kind of a dickhead, is that still true that he's still a dickhead? Okay.
No, see, that's a separate thing.
Okay.
That's the dance. That's the bonding dance.
Oh, okay.
That's different than their normal personalities.
Oh, okay. So I can't be a
Right?
dick
That's
to
a test for the
Oh.
person who's potentially going to ride them.
Yeah.
Right? Because the griffin will sacrifice its life for its rider.
Yeah. So I can only be a dick to him if he lets me.
Well,
Well, more like a playful dick.
It's gotta be patient if it shows Matteo.
Yeah.
let's be 100% certain, 1v1, the griffins would kill everybody at this table. His griffin would 100% kill him. So those stat blocks are complete, right? They're things that you're going to learn about your griffins as we play. So you'll get supplemental pages to your stat blocks.
Yeah.
These aren't normal griffins.
These are chatty griffins. Like strong griffins.
I'm going to punch you in your dick.
Good luck finding it.
Not
Not again.
Well, Justin immediately laughed. like joke laughed at his own joke. Just made it so much better.
Pretzel crisp.
All right. That's pretty exciting. I'm excited that old Sunwing, sometimes reckless. Sunwing's just
So,
a
in
little-
terms of what your griffins look like, that's the general shape of the griffin. Right there, that's the shape of your griffin.
Hippo griffin.
I don't like the griffin in the monster manual because it's a no-neck bitch.
I was about to say, they kind of look weird.
It does, right?
They do
I didn't know
look
if
a
that was
little
just
weird.
me, but it looks really odd with no neck. So,
We need a necked one.
It was like a bird thing, you know.
eagles have necks. They can articulate their head. That thing looks like it literally just had its head shoved onto its torso, and that was it. All right. So how did we end the session?
I think we ended with the bonding ceremony. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
the bonding ceremony.
So I think he was going to tell us about what our mission is, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so we had the breakfast.
Does
we saw
Gordon
the-
remember what your mission was?
we never knew, so it can be, reality can be whatever you want. He never told us.
Yeah, I think we were getting ready to walk back inside.
Yeah, that sounds
To go discuss some more terms.
Yeah.
He breakfast, saw the effigy, agreed to the mission, and then bonded.
Yeah.
Walking back in to find out what our mission is now that we've contractually obliged ourselves.
You don't have a choice now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, all right, go jump off a building.
It'll be
And
like
we're going to be like,
that quest in Borderlands
That's really not that
3.
scary now that you have things that can fly
yeah.
and will protect you.
Well, we haven't done the job yet, so we technically don't have them yet.
No, you have them.
Oh,
You're
true.
bonded to them.
Yeah. Peace.
Well, there are definitely a couple of griffins that would not be happy about that dishonorable act.
More than a couple of
All right, so I guess as we're making our way back inside,
There's no way out town.
Walking fast as face passes. I can whatever the lyrics are.
there it is.
I didn't know if you were going to finish it.
Don't worry, I'm secretly a white woman.
Secretly a white woman.
Walking fast.
Faces passing them home.
Homebound, there we go.
We get our next level at 86.
I don't know. It's close though. We did not level up last time.
No. Well, some people did.
Okay. So at the end of the ceremony, Salon's, he's, well, we're gonna, he looks at you guys and says, well, I've sent a messenger to the Desert Elf Enclave. They'll be here shortly to work on the barding for your griffins. As I said, I'll pay for that, but it's not going to be full plate. I'm not going to
Makes sense.
get full plate. There's no way that would be done in time to use anyway.
Yeah, quite expensive, and even for just a normal person, that's like 2 to 3 weeks of work at a good place. Well,
And that's
a quick place.
and that's with the person being cooperative.
Yeah.
Griffins aren't always cooperative.
They are birds,
Agreed.
Well, bird things.
Avian apex predators would be a good.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And,
I was trying to decide if one of them would just peck you for calling them birds.
and Oglen puts a hand on the shoulder. And as valuable as our new allies are,
Yeah.
I'm going to do what we can to keep them out of the direct line of fire, certainly.
Oh yes. Yeah.
They need only deliver us to our enemy.
Yeah, and then we can do the work from there, I guess. Yeah. But if they want to help, they can. I'm not gonna stop them. Obviously.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Don't let me get in your way, Sunwing.
Yeah.
Just that
So
cut to the neck.
you guys kind of stand there and meander for a few minutes. Some of you admiring your griffin more than others.
Yeah.
Some of you still recovering from the whole ordeal, because I think somebody came pretty close to being killed or knocked unconscious.
Who was that? Was that Sano?
It might have been Sano.
I think it was Sano.
Yeah, he had like 2 health or something.
Yeah.
He's like,
He almost
"Hey, guys,
died."
I'm going to go take a nap.
I'm missing 2 health. Well, not including heroes.
Well, but after Oglen cast Warmth of the Sun
Yeah.
and healed a bunch of
I
people.
think
Yeah,
everybody's.
they heal good.
I think Sano only healed for
Like 12.
like single digits on each die.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he rolled 2 1s. So.
I heal pretty good. on that.
So you guys meander for a little bit, and shortly after, the elf who made the, I believe it was studded leather for 2 of you now. Well, 3 technically, because Matteo is wearing that armor now.
Mm-hmm.
You see him come in with, if I can find it in my notes, it was in December. How far back? How long ago did you go? Holy,
It's been a minute.
wow! It has really been since November. Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember his name? Or
The elf guy?
I'll tell you what. You can all make. You can just make history rolls.
I was gonna say I might actually have it written down.
No, no.
Nice big old +2. That's
wait.
mod 18.
I say 19, but I was asleep, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't know anyway.
That's true. No, it's possible. They
Unless
might
they
have
told
said
him.
something. They might have told
Yeah.
you.
So 19.
Well, actually, it should probably retcon because we're gonna pretend that Katra was never there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he gave me the armor.
So you got the armor. So,
Damn.
Okay, so 19.
so you remember that the elf's name was Basal.
So.
What?
I'm just reading the language of the bondmate bit and getting flashes of Pacific Rim. Where they're...
Pacific Rim.
Is that the one with the kaiju?
Yeah, that's such a good deal.
Yeah.
Where they have the psychic bond with the machine and the other rider.
It's not with the machine. It's just with the rider.
Maybe it's just the other rider. Yeah. I get
What they
25.
call it? A neural shift.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So we can't have 2 people on one griffin.
100 gold a day.
One griffin's side will just be like this. It's like, no, guys, we're on the other side.
100 gold a day to
God, I
maintain
hate you so much.
the minimum requirements for the creature's care and comfort. I'm over here with like 32.
Oglen's just giving Sunwing some pets. Good boy. Yeah, it's many pets. He's like,
In case you didn't realize it, Jeremy.
Oh, I know.
The war griffins are a huge status symbol
Yeah. But they cost a lot of money. It's kind of
that
like...
you don't have to pay.
right.
Yeah, which is nice.
Real nice.
Yep.
So the guy comes in and he's being accompanied by a few other people, and they look to be carrying rolls of leather and tools and various buckles and stirrups and straps are hanging down everywhere. And he approaches Salon, and they both bow to each other slightly at the waist. Seem to be greeting each other as equals. And Pasal says to Salon, I received your message. What did you need? And Salon looks to you guys and says, we need saddles made for these individuals, for their griffins. And you notice that the elf's eyebrow kind of shoots up, all Spock-like. Like a little bit disbelief is definitely evident, plainly visible on his face. And he says, you need griffin saddles for these people? And, Salon pretty much says, yeah, no, they bonded with griffins. They've agreed to help me in the house war. And Pasal kind of smiles and says, yes, I suppose that you called us because you knew we'd ally with you rather than the Smith's Guild. And Salon kind of shrugs but smiles at the same time. And Basal sets to work, and he, doesn't really ask you guys permission. He just starts taking measurements of each of you. And in about 5 or 6 hours, all the measurements are done and the cutting is done, and they begin weaving the saddles together. Anybody proficient in Arcana?
No, I think we established last week that Sam's the only one.
Yeah, just dirt.
Just dirt.
Excuse
Magical dirt.
me. Magical dirt.
I don't know. I guess part of me just hopes that's not true every time I ask.
It's like, maybe somebody's cheated on their character sheet from the last time we played. Matteo read a book,
Yeah.
gave him Arcana.
Who's gonna be suddenly fascinated with Arcana and start
He's
studying?
like, wow, yeah, it's magic.
I found this
We're
guy.
getting
On,
close to
I found this
picking
guy
up.
on BrewTube. All right, and he's like,
You say brew tube ever. Yeah.
I think out of all the characters here, Dimble's the only one that does use arcane magic.
yeah.
Well, you. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
he's
that's
not
not
arcane.
magic.
Divine
Is
He uses
Fine.
god magic. You're the only one.
I don't think you're sure in Arcana. He's too confused with gods in general.
Yeah. Because Ashes is divine magic as well.
Is his fine?
Pretty much. Well, so's yours now.
Like a druid, yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
none of us use
like
arcane
not-
magic.
Ranger's spells are.
They're like nature magic type
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
use
you-
power word sword.
Use power word annoyance.
That too.
He's masterclass at that.
True.
So, the saddles, you're pretty sure that magic's being used to make them. You don't understand what's happening because none of you know magic. At least not this kind of magic, I guess. And then another 5 or 6 hours pass, and at this point, you've gone and you've eaten an early dinner, and you've come back, and the saddles are now completely made, and they're fitting them to the griffins, and you notice they're being exceptionally gentle with the griffins when compared with you.
Okay.
And the griffins seem to be fully cooperative. You're pretty sure there's some conversation going on between the griffins and some of the people there as well. It certainly looks with the way that the griffins are intently staring as they're being fitted. And adjustments are being made, and then, there's more stares happening. And all said and done, about 12 hours after it started, the saddles are fully fitted, and you guys are introduced to them. And anybody who actually climbs into their saddle with their griffin's permission finds that it is extremely comfortable. It's almost like sitting on air. And then Salon says, some introductory lessons to the saddles. And he points to just in front of the stirrups, there are straps. And it looks like the straps are long enough to cross over your lower leg and hook to rings on the opposite side. And he says these straps are meant to keep your legs secure, to help prevent you from falling out of the saddle. And to allow the griffin to worry less about keeping you in the saddle and more about what it's doing in combat.
Yeah, so we wrap them around the leg like this. I know a lady back in Nigeria that would have a little something to say about that.
Ash isn't here.
I feel like that was so wasted.
Yeah.
Dimble goes, well, once we're strapped in, if we need to make a quick dismount, how do we go about that?
Don't use them unless you're actually in combat.
Well, if I'm in combat and I need to, jump off and stab somebody, how would I do that?
But there's no quick release method to undo them other than a dagger or a knife or a sword.
And that's probably like
If
thousands
I
of
use
gold
magic means of, say, some sort of teleportation, will the strap stop that, or would I release?
The magic of the saddle will prevent you from being removed from the saddle.
Good to know. I'm glad I asked.
Oh, yeah, that's important, yeah.
Does that work with banishment as well?
Or you're just banished with your feet wrapped up in
So
saddles.
all of the elves are just they're looking at you, and they're hardcore contemplating the questioning that Truegar's just asked.
It happens more often than you think.
And Pascal kind of says, we've never actually tried.
If only Dirt was here.
Yeah, as this says, he would just instantly.
Yeah, you're like, boom, this is my moment.
Dirt walks up and hits Spanish.
Oh, hey!
This is me.
And Dimble's like, no! And then he's in the other realm. No! Oh! Fucking dirt.
Like that episode of
The
SpongeBob
saddle
where
is still
Squidward
on.
goes to the future and they're just alone.
Alone, alone.
All I can tell you is that somebody can't walk up to you and decide to teleport you away against your will. Somebody can't force you out of the saddle if the straps are secured. Like somebody couldn't walk up and pull you out of the saddle. They could pull the whole saddle off of the griffin, but I think the griffin would rip their arms off first.
Happens to the best of us. Yeah.
It's excellent news because I've been ripped off many warhorse and it's not pleasant.
Yeah. Me too. Not really, but
And the saddles are perfectly sized for your characters. So they're
did
not.
they ever take measurements of us? Or no?
Yeah, they were very rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Oh,
were
got
very.
it.
Yeah, they didn't even ask you if they could. They just started taking measurements, lifting your arms up.
Okay.
Oglen thinks back to the fact that that stable boy was a little handsy on the hip measurements. And he's like, all right. Did he need to touch that much?
How much did it cost you the second saddle made?
So Salon looks at you, and then Pascal just laughs, and he like looks at each of you, and he like, look, that's like that head to toe thing more than any of you have.
And it'll be worth every copper, I assure you that. We're very happy to help.
And then he looks at Salon and says, "So should I invoice you now or later?" And Salon's like, "Well, you can tell me now, so they understand the value of what they were given."
Yes, please.
And Pascal goes down a list, and the cheapest saddle was obviously for one of the smaller people. Like I think Matteo was the smallest in the group.
211.
Yeah, I think Matteo is the smallest in the group, and he's like, and his saddle, and he points to Matteo, and the griffin is 75,000 gold. And then he points to the biggest person, and I think the biggest person is Brew,
Probably.
Probably.
right? How big's Truegar?
Ooh, Truegar. 3'2". Sorry.
Halfling.
6 foot.
Oh, I'm 6'2". That's what I put down.
What a small Half-Orc.
Takes after his human
No.
Yeah.
mother's side.
Yeah.
I did try to go down like a blend. Like I'm not as orc as
Not
the
as
rest
orky.
of the village I was living in.
His backstory literally says that like they didn't much care for him because he
He wasn't working enough.
wasn't orky enough.
Oh, you're not okay enough for
His,
us.
his teeth weren't long enough.
What you
Um,
doing,
I wish that was my
Jimmy?
dad's voice.
So because I'm not gonna break down like ass size or weight or anything.
He's got the
he's
big
just
stuff.
gonna point to probably Truegar, I think, and he's gonna say yeah. And his saddle was is gonna cost about 150,000 gold. Now you could get those much cheaper without the magic involved, but the magic itself is where the value in the saddles actually lies.
Well, the same magic that prevents us from removing from the saddles, keep the saddles preventing from normal wear and tear that you would see in a typical saddle.
Yeah.
Well, when I have
Yeah,
150,000, expect this guy, point at dirt, to message you.
Well, if we're still here, we'll take any business.
Yeah.
Do we notice if any runes have been etched into the leather, or it completely just looks like a normal leather strap?
Like how?
Well, I'm grabbing the leather. The moment he said magical, I was like, ooh.
You grab the straps themselves.
Yeah, look at the straps.
Roll investigation.
Ooh, not bad. That's going to be a modified 15.
You see nothing.
Nothing at all.
The only thing that really stands out is that the straps themselves don't look like they are attached to the rest of the saddle so much as they are part of the rest of the saddle.
Okay. Well,
What are you rolling?
Santa. It's rolling for presents.
Yeah.
None.
0 presents, you got coal.
You roll that d20 and then subtract whatever's on it.
Well, you've certainly been very generous, Salon. We're very excited to put these new friends of ours to use in service to the house war here. Could you share a little bit about what you had in mind? What you need the World Walkers to do for you?
Well, as distasteful as it's going to sound, probably just kill people.
Well, we have been known to have some folks in our companionship here that have experience in that sort of thing.
Does Matteo actually do that? Okay,
That's a
he
fake.
laughs at that.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Not my favorite task in the world, but sometimes you're getting your archaeologist outpost raided by people that want your artifacts, and then you just gotta, and then
It is better to kill one evil dictator.
He just looks at you really oddly at that point because you were super into that.
Yeah. It is better to kill one evil dictator now than thousands of misinformed people later.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
I assume you have a name and a location for where we're going.
Yeah, but you don't really need to worry about that until tomorrow. You should enjoy your night tonight.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure we're
'cause
not
at
aimlessly
this
running
point-
into battle.
At this point, it is getting into the later evening.
Yeah.
And I must say that bonding was something else. I got a headache like you wouldn't believe. You weren't kidding, Salon, about the taxing nature of that.
Well, I have to
arrangement.
just say each of you handled it far better than I did.
Thank you.
Well,
I was bedridden for almost 3 days after.
Well, Sano
You
might be
did
the
bond
same
with
way.
a lot of them, though.
No, only my father's.
That one's probably like one of the best ones. Maybe.
Well, I wouldn't tell him that he wasn't
Yeah.
because I like to be alive.
Yeah. Oglen, you said you got a headache, right? And back in the Halfling days, whenever we'd tell our mums that we'd have a headache, we'd just get a big old glass of burning fire wine and just chug that, and then, after that, and then, you wake up and you're good. So maybe you should just do that.
Just because your mom was tired of hearing your mouth does not mean that that's a cure for a headache.
Oh, well, sometimes you gotta fake the headache a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm certainly open to try this hangover remedy.
Well, not a hangover, but a headache.
You're right.
Yeah. I know you get them mixed up a lot, but
No, Oglen's still rubbing his temples. A little fuzzy.
Yeah, all of you feel something like at the very least, you feel like a dull ache in your head. Like that headache that's not so bad that it's interfering with your day, but just bad enough that you can't ignore it.
mildly annoying.
Yeah, all of you have that at the very minimum. Others have like Sano at this point.
He's probably
Sano is pretty much begging to be asleep right now, or to be drunk, or to make the pain go away. While others, I think Truegar and Matteo did the best.
I'm at 2 health away from my normal max.
I think they did the best on the rolls last week. While they are like literally just walking around with that annoying headache. And in some cases, some people maybe have sore limbs.
Yeah.
Teo's doing the occasional dry heave.
So is that the extent of your investigation of the saddle?
Am I allowed to re-roll to investigate?
I mean, you're allowed to investigate other parts of the saddle.
Investigate harder.
Yes. Have you tried applying more effort?
You guys have also noticed Truegar like heavily inspecting this saddle.
I will telepathically speak to Cloud Seeker and say, I would like to inspect the rest of these, the reins in the saddle, if you'll allow me to reach under it.
There are no reins.
Oh. Okay. Well, either way, I ask her if it's okay to continue to inspect and prod.
Or there are reins, but they're not the same kind of reins that you would expect on a horse. There's no bit. It's more just like a harness with a lead. Like there's nothing that looks like it could cause discomfort to the griffin or pain or something that you would use to assert physical dominance over the direction they're choosing to go.
And with a telepathic link, you don't need to
Yep.
use a bit to tell the griffin where to go. So again, telepathically ask her if it's okay if I just, essentially just reach around her different places to closely inspect all the different straps. Because I know some are stirrups, and I want to know, like, is the stirrup just a single strap under the foot, or is it more like a boot? That
You don't have to roll for that. You can visibly see that the stirrups are made of some combination of metal wrapped in leather.
Okay. I would also like to ask Cloudseeker.
But Cloudseeker does give her permission for you to freely inspect the saddle, like moving her, like nudging her wing out of the way and stuff like that. She gives you her consent to move things around as needed.
I asked Cloudseeker, do you feel different when you wear the saddle? Do you feel any sort of arcane presence?
She says no. It really feels like there's nothing there.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
It feels like nothing's there.
It's a condom joke.
I know.
It's a Valentine's Day joke, Gordon.
Singles Awareness Day?
Singles Awareness Day.
Yeah.
The most single one of us at the table would laugh at a condom joke. He doesn't even use them.
I don't even remember how they work.
So, as far as straps go, there really aren't a whole lot of straps on the saddle, right? It seemingly, even though you saw all these things brought in like pieces and just rolls of leather, it's almost as if the saddle was made from one piece of leather. The entirety of it looks as if it was molded from one piece of leather.
So I will obviously see a lot of. I won't see any seams, stitches, or when the leather splits to form separate straps. It just looks like they took a big, solid piece, cut it in half.
Now,
and
the straps that are there, they are separate along their length, but at the base where they begin, it looks like they're just coming out of the leather.
Gotcha.
There's no hardware that needs to be adjusted or anything like that. And everything has been, when you all sat in your saddles, everything was perfectly fitted to each of your sizes. So instinctively that no one else could probably sit in your saddle and feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Or not as comfortable as you would feel in your saddle.
No adjustment straps needed.
So, roll investigation.
Natural 20. I see a sad face.
That's a nat 1.
Double ones.
What is that with modifiers, though?
Oh,
Because that actually matters for this.
investigation. That would be a modified 23.
Okay. So in your inspection, you don't really find any runes, or at least nothing that looks like runes to you. Right? Your experience with various forms of rune engraving is fairly limited, especially in parts of the world outside of your home kingdom and the Alkarian Empire. What you do find, though, near the pommel, or under a small flap in the pommel, is a gem that seems to be embedded in the leather, almost as if it is part of the leather. And it has a very dull glow.
Imperceptible even at nighttime, unless you're looking really close to it.
So dull that the only reason that you can see that it even has one is because you hadn't even fully lifted the flap up.
What color is the glow of your glowing gem?
If you're having a hard time deciphering an actual color.
Interesting. So what do you say, guys? Drink as much as we can tonight. Not enough to get hungover, and then I'll get ready for the morning.
Battles suck when you're hungover.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
drink a lot of water, all that kind of stuff.
Let's drink after these battles are finished when we celebrate.
In celebration, maybe just one tonight,
Yeah, one tonight will be fine.
12
but-
tomorrow.
Brew downing a little bit of that breakfast mead from this morning still. Like, sure, we'll wait.
We need them calories to swing a sword. Or
Yeah, that's right. Got a carb load.
So Salon hears that and he says, "Oh, you'll have plenty to eat tonight,
Yay.
because it could very well be your last meal."
Oh, it could be. Hopefully not, but it's
Why are you
possible.
laughing?
Because we all.
I know that was 100% a Justin laugh too, not a Dimble laugh. I love how I can tell the difference.
Yeah. So Oglen, seeing the sun coming down, notices the plumage on Sunwing being this sort of bathed red and orange. Just appreciates that beautiful image there. Sunwing. Feeling good that we are where we're supposed to be.
So Salon says, a late night meal has been prepared as well, if you'd like to eat.
Oh, midnight snack.
And he doesn't even wait for any replies. He just starts going.
Yeah.
Because to the best of your knowledge, he hasn't actually eaten all day.
Yeah, right. We've just been out here.
Is Pasal still there?
They have begun packing their things up to leave. They haven't left yet, but they are packing up their tools and equipment to leave.
Would like to ask him a question if no one else would like to speak.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, Pasal. I did notice this slight glowing gem in the pommel of the saddle. Is that something that we should try to protect as the source of the magic in this saddle?
Well, it's not really the source of the magic so much as empowers the magic. It would be best if it wasn't. Actually, I think removing it might cause some kind of magical explosion. I've never tried to remove one without using the appropriate spells and tools.
And it's within the pommel, so it's not like people are going to be aiming for it. I just want to make sure that...
It's protected by its own warding as well. You... I'm going to stab you.
Protected by its own wording.
It's protected by its own wording, and only the best or most powerful spellcasters would actually be able to detect the magic there. To most casters of magic, it would just appear as the entire saddle is magical. It would take an impressive amount of power to detect that specific spot over the rest.
Like that one guy in the desert.
Just wanted to make sure that like perhaps somebody flinging fireball at me wouldn't also damage this gem. Thank you for your time, and thank you very much for this well-crafted saddle. Wish you good night.
Thank you. And if you do happen to discover any spell that can damage the saddle, please let us know. That would be news to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna...
When he says this, Dimble turns to Dirk and says, "That doesn't mean try."
True.
You know, he 100%
Fireball.
100% would go through all of his cantrips and spells.
Yeah. Gotta put Dirt in charge of R&D.
Matteo's gonna think really hard in his head and then speak to Stormspike and say, "Alright,
Stormspike immediately says, "Are you okay? You look constipated."
it happens to the best of us." But,
And you guys see, anybody who sees, like, Matteo is like full
Like
on
thinking
concentrating.
really hard.
Like, you're pretty sure that if he was machinery, he'd be smoking right now.
and he said, "I'm just thinking really hard." And he says, "Well, you know, I think it's about dinner time, so we're probably gonna head out within the next 1-2 minutes or so, inside. So, yeah. Well, have a good night."
Stormspike says, "Yeah, I heard.
You know, hasta la vista.
Enjoy your meal, I guess."
Yep, you too. I don't know how your eating cycle works, but you know, if you're gonna have like a dinner kind of thing, enjoy.
I've never tried Halfling.
Oh well, I hope it stays that way.
I'm so sad this is psychic.
All right, well, I'm gonna start dismounting. Oh, see you later.
Make me a deck save.
12.
So, you all can make perception because it's kind of dark, right? So everybody can make perception
Shit,
rolls.
forgot to unstrap.
Got to unstrap.
Modified 21, excuse me.
Mod 25.
19.
So, as you all get off your saddles and remember to unstrap both of your legs, you watch as Matteo unstraps one leg and then starts to swing his leg over and falls sideways down in the saddle, and he's now hanging from one leg, like in a really awkward place. It's like a doll being held by its leg, and its front half is just hanging down. And
I meant to do that, and nobody looked. Keep looking forward.
And after a second, he gets the strap unhooked, but forgets that he's hanging there, and he falls to the ground and takes 1 bludgeoning damage.
And 10 pride damage.
My ego.
And Stormspike and you watch as his griffin kind of looks down and looks under, and you're pretty sure an exchange happens, and Stormspike says, "Are you okay?"
Yes, I am. I promise I'm not that dumb.
I don't know if you know, but the ground's there.
Yeah, it does appear that way.
Rue is gonna look over to you and say, "You're lucky your griffin likes you, or you would have flown up like a pinata."
Yep. Well, yep. Well, we all forget to unstrap one of our legs. Don't act all high and mighty. It happens to the best of us.
So after Matteo gets himself off the ground and they start to walk away, a couple of the stable hands come over and they start unstrapping the saddles from the griffins. And you watch, some of you rather concerned about losing your new saddles, watch as they are placed inside of a room, and you assume that that's the tack room, and that they'll probably be safe in there.
Hopefully.
Yes, it's labeled. Don't want to get mine mixed up with one of the other
Does Brew
guys.
say this?
Yeah.
One of the stable hands carrying the saddle looks over and says, "No, because they will only fit one griffin."
Oh, come on, Brew. That's common knowledge.
I guess it might save some time in the morning putting on the wrong saddle on the wrong griffin.
Are you saying that I have a bad memory?
Nope. No.
And the person takes their hand and waves across all the griffins. They don't all look the same. It's really hard to miss some griffins who are purple and colorful and shit brown.
Come on, bro.
Hey now, it's golden brown. Thank you very much.
Do you know what it's like to care for these animals at all? At all? Do you know how demanding they are? My wife gives me less trouble at home.
Oh my God, Brew. You're offending the guy. Just say you're sorry.
Listen, I'm not trying to ride his wife. I'm trying to ride my griffin.
Oh my God, it's Valentine's Day. I hope.
That's the quote.
Look, I'm not driving.
I'm not trying to ride his wife. I'm trying to... Common mistake in D&D.
Yeah.
We know you're not a bard.
We know. I'm the wrong mount.
I'm going to eat one of your cookies for that.
Yeah, these are best
There's there
cookies.
for everybody.
Thank you very much.
I bought some for April, and I brought some for the group.
You're very good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, that's great. I'm not trying to ride this guy. I'm trying to ride a griffin. Yep, that'll be the quote on the video this week.
Yep.
And I was just watching how the saddles were removed so that I can put them back on from memory.
Valentine's Day special. I'm not trying to ride your wife. I'm trying to ride a griffin.
So the guy just stares at Brew, and you get the impression that this guy's maybe 5'10". He from where you're standing, he looks human. You can't really make out too many features in the dark, but he looks human. And it looks like briefly he considers saying something back, but then he realizes that Brew is pretty big, pretty muscly, and pretty scary looking. So he just sneers and walks away. But you're pretty sure you hear muttering.
Well, what do you guys say we go get some dinner? I love food.
And I follow
Sounds like a
Salon.
great idea.
Rue will, before he walks away, he's gonna actually give a bow to Thea.
I needed that for a second. So, as Brew's leaving, after the exchange goes, Thea, looks pointedly at him and says, "That was very not nice."
I apologize, Thea.
You should apologize to that man. You didn't say it to me. How do you know whether or not his wife's a lovely lady?
She probably is.
You should go apologize.
I will try to find him.
As he just
So you
walks-
guys
walking away.
So you guys watch as Thea walks out from where she is, and she steps right in front of Brudall, and she extends her wings to block the path all the way around him.
Oh no, he's gonna
And
get
you're
eaten.
pretty sure that there's a stare down now as she lowers her head to his height. And in your mind you hear, "You should go apologize."
I'm going.
Oh, guys, look at that. He's getting a hug.
Wow.
So how does Brew go away from?
Brew would like kind of sternly come up and like start to rush towards this guy, but in like the like mumbling to himself, it was like, "I got the best griffin. No, I've got the best."
I'm not whipped at all.
So you watch as Brew and it's very uncharacteristic for Brew, but you watch as he goes towards where this guy went, and Thea is feet behind him, and you get this sense that he's being herded by his griffin. Then you find the guy, and he turns and he looks at you, and briefly there's a flash of "oh fuck me" on his face, and he says, "What do you want?"
Hey, listen, sir. I didn't mean anything wrong by you and your wife. I appreciate the work you're doing, and I'm sure she's a lovely lady.
I appreciate the work she's doing.
I would love to meet you both. Meet her one day.
He laughs at you, just straight laughs. Did your griffin yell at you?
What? No. Listen, I'm just.
He looks over your shoulder, and Thea is there at the doorway.
I'm gonna look over my shoulder as well to look at this.
She's 2 feet behind you.
Please accept my apologies.
I thought you were gonna tell Thea, you're undermining my apology right here.
Yeah, come on.
He looks and says, "Don't worry, they've made far worse insults. Have you ever has anyone ever threatened to eat your toes and fingers one by one?"
I shouldn't answer that.
Okay, never mind. Let's go to my notes, by the way. Thea made you apologize.
Made you leave mother.
So you hear from behind you, and you hear her walking away.
Good night. We're good, right?
She doesn't say anything.
Damn. Silent treatment.
Oh, no.
This is not how I wanted to spend my night. And I'm gonna down more meat.
Matteo's gonna yell over, "Hey, Brew, you coming? We're trying to get food. You're kind of holding us up here."
I want to say something to him, but I'm afraid we're in the vicinity.
Brew, why aren't you responding?
You're still there in front of the guy.
Yep, coming.
Oh, well, that's surprisingly polite.
See you later, sir.
Yeah, good luck. If you live, you're gonna need it.
I lean over sideways over the tail. Enjoy it while you can.
Oh, I'm eating it up.
And I will rush to catch up with the group.
Okay, and you do. It seems like they were almost waiting for you because they were curious about what was happening.
Wow, so you and Thea already hugging. That's, don't you think that's moving a little quick?
Yeah, wow. Proud of you.
I can only be so envious that someone would bond so quickly with her griffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
You know me and bonding. Like to bond.
You know, there's something nice about just putting it all out there in front right at the beginning. That way there's really not quite so much uncertainty to navigate through. It's all just sort of making up for going too far right in the beginning.
Are we still talking about bonding or bondage?
Yeah, let's, it's like,
So much phrasing.
Oglen grabs his wrists a little bit. He's like, yeah, you know, let's,
Not
Yeah.
talking about that.
sausages.
What?
That was my line.
Of all the foods, you're gonna leave with sausages out of that.
Sausages.
Oh, okay.
But only mayonnaise on one side.
I swear.
That's what.
All right, Matteo's like, oh, okay, I'm going inside and just start beelining it for the door.
So everybody makes it inside to the dining hall, and it's empty again, except for a spread of food on the table.
Oh, yeah, it's food time.
There are a couple of house staff waiting in the room, and one of them says, "Are you ready to eat?"
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
nice.
Thank you for waiting around for us. I know that you've been waiting a while, so thank you.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Well, I'm not really waiting, but
Oh, yeah.
there are people who would take care of you either way. But I just wanted to make sure you had hot food.
Oh, yes, thank you. Very, very considerate.
Grab a plate, grab some food, sit down.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys sit down to eat, he goes into the kitchen again, and he comes out with a couple of pitchers of, you don't know what it is. And he sits it down in front of you and says, I was told to give you a very light alcoholic beverage for dinner.
Yes, we have someone named Al here. Alcoholic.
I love the delay. Took Justin at least like 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, it took me a second.
Did Matteo say that loud enough for everyone? to
Oh,
hear?
yeah, everyone heard it.
Okay. Brew's going to go like this to you, stop about like a foot away, and think like, do I want to take the chance? Do I want to? And then like,
Now,
I don't know what that was for, but
I'd love to see the interaction between Ember and Thea.
cheating.
oh shit.
Oh, he's cheating.
So this is free RP time.
all right. Yeah,
Well,
we got
Matteo
it.
says, I'm going to see myself to the bathroom.
Oh, all right.
And then he's going to get up and go to the bathroom.
Excellent role playing, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Committing.
It's probably for the best that we keep things a little under control tonight. We got a lot of work to do tomorrow. A lot of important work. So,
You given the information that Salon said, our job is mostly to kill people.
yeah, and I suppose that doesn't really surprise me that much. I wish there were a better way to change the world than just taking people out of it. But
Salon, I know you can't give us this.
He's not there.
Oh, he's not there.
Dimble, when you touched the effigy, were you, aside from given an affirmation that this is a mission that is worthy, it's going to sound really silly, but did you get any hint as to Salon's source of wealth? Because I know that Alcar provides
So that's public record.
yeah,
Like you guys have been told that the family's wealth comes from trading.
trading.
yeah.
I'm pressing X to doubt right here because the amount of richness. Salon just slapped down that wad.
Specifically,
Right.
specifically, you were told that
He's like the second richest family in
they are the richest family here.
the
Yeah.
richest.
That the entirety of their wealth is from the equivalent of banking and investing
Okay.
and trading. Not the trading itself. They don't do the trading themselves. They invest in trading.
Okay.
They fund traders and convoys and things like that, and they loan money to groups and people
Okay.
for interest.
The amount of wealth just made me think that there was a divine influence upon the.
I mean, I'm not saying
Like
there.
their
I'm not
prosperity.
saying there isn't or there is. All I'm saying is that you guys were told by a very reputable source
Okay.
where the majority of their wealth, like where their wealth and power has come from primarily,
Yeah, and
to the
purportedly-
public eye,
Yeah,
public knowledge.
and purportedly it's all been acquired without involving themselves in the slave trade in any way. It's at least that's what we were
That's
told.
just recently.
That's just recently. Okay.
Yeah.
So the old money.
I'm going to recently take one of those.
If I remember,
recently take one of this.
if I recall it right, we were told that he himself doesn't believe in it, but
Okay,
his
but
father
maybe his father
wasn't so much.
Okay, gotcha.
Mateo's going to sit back down and he's going to say, alright guys, important thing. Those little things in the bathrooms, they're soaps, not candies, so don't eat them. Just in case, you know.
Yeah, that's
Not that I know, but...
Figure that one out the hard way.
No.
It was still
The easy way.
So that wasn't meant to derail
Okay.
your chain of RP. It was just to refresh you on what Truegar had been
Gotcha.
told already.
Because I like, as you know, someone who grew up in the Alkarian Empire base, I would know that Alkar can make gold into existence, and I'm just kind of curious. I wonder if this particular Salon is, you know, at least on Alkar's good side, if he may perhaps get divine help from now on in.
Oh, also have an update to. I don't know if anybody remembers what I said Ostarian was. I believe I called him a flame walker.
Walker, flame walker.
Yeah, it is actually a weave walker.
I will change my notes from Firewalker to Weedwalker.
Weave walkers are the third part of the Radiant Flames triad.
Okay. Sun, shadow, and weave. Okay. Yeah.
What is Ash?
Celestial Stalker.
A side character.
Not really.
So he technically falls into like the Shadowwalker subcategory,
Okay.
right? Like
The shooter division.
Yeah, Shadowwalker with bow.
or I say triad, but really what it should be is the three people who are the triarchs of the Order of the Radiant Flame right now are a Sunwalker, a Shadowwalker, and a Weave Walker.
Yes.
There are other groups within the Radiant Flame,
Gotcha.
but those are the three who are in leadership roles right now.
Okay, no, I see. So Celestial Stalker would be a subclass. Oh, okay, cool.
Well, no, they're their own group.
Good.
They just don't have a name yet because
DM is loading current content.
I'm trying to avoid coming up with a name that I'll regret
Yeah.
and want to change later, like the Flame Walker thing. Like for months, I couldn't figure out what to call him, and then I had to call him something because some person asked a question and I didn't have an answer, so I made something up on the spot.
I know how you feel because that's exactly why I don't have a tattoo yet. Because every time I think, oh, that'd be a cool tattoo, I'm gonna wait 6 months before I get it, and then 6 months from now, oh, I'm so glad I didn't get that.
So glad.
So I know how you feel.
If we reach 26 subscribers, I'll get a tattoo of Matteo's face.
On your face.
Yeah, on
Just
mine.
right on it.
Right now, as of right now. Okay, well,
20 fake accounts later.
Yeah, there it is.
You gotta be careful. That could be taken in court as a verbal contract.
Yep.
Oh, well, I
No,
said
that's
as of
all
now. So,
Because it's recorded.
yeah, sorry, but as of whatever time it is now, we only have 25. So, sadly, I won't be getting a face tattoo.
Justin just instantly summoned a computer out of thin air.
He manifested it.
So, by all means, continue down the line of roleplay that you want to.
Yes. If you, and this is not to impugn Salon's honor. I'm just kind of curious because this is obscenely rich, but like the word obscene in a sort of good way. I'm just curious if you felt as though Alkar might be helping him maintain these riches. If you didn't get a feeling of that, that's totally fine. But
No, it didn't really have much to really say at all. It's just more of a embedded of a feeling that we were on the right track. But I don't. Just knowing what I know of Alkar, I don't see him like helping people to make money just to make money. And I think this is just. I don't know if you've ever come across true old money. I just think this is the case here.
So also looking around like the house, you do see a lot of very old furniture and knickknacks and wall decorations. Some that look at this point that even cleaning them couldn't make them look new.
Definitely a lot of relics around the house, so I think old money is a good bet.
Roll history. Dimble can also roll history since he's actively involved in this conversation with Truegar. Actually, everyone can roll history, to be fair. Everybody is sitting there at the table while
Dog
this is
dice.
being discussed.
modified 17.
History, 19.
6.
Nice.
Is it that bad?
It's not even worth telling Matteo.
Okay.
Not even worth.
So, 18 or higher. You remember being told at some point, since you've arrived in Lord's Gate, that Salon's family is one of the original families who founded Lord's Gate.
His family was one of the founding families. So, a city this size, if you're around at the start of it, you know, money goes out exponentially as the city grows.
Yeah.
We are an investment. Not a cheap investment, that's for sure, but hopefully we can make... I mean, I understood the...
Definitely not an investment I think we're worth.
It's surprising, you know, with some people that can, like, you know, just cease to make things exist with one word. You know, spending like a lot of million gold on us is a big investment.
I was totally willing to accept the friendship and companionship of the Griffins for the job we were going to do.
Oh yes,
But the saddles, I think that just really hammers it home.
that's a lot of gold. You know,
Acting a fool at a party is...
I think we might be in the wrong business.
Yeah, I can see how folks get comfortable in this line of work. You know, being surrounded by powerful friends, ready to help them with the greatest and the best.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm excited to take this old money in a new direction, a better direction. It's
I will not look a gift Grifton in the beak. Happily accept what he has to offer, and hopefully this mission is nice and quick.
It's funny.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, we do that.
I, for one, not want to grow comfortable.
I wish we didn't already have a really good quote for the episode.
Not for one to want to get comfortable working here for the money here. I don't. I say we get this task done, and then I don't want to be here when the Alcar army arrives. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'd much rather be setting up the parameters for politics.
Can everybody
than
give me an
participating
insight
in it.
check, please?
Oh man. Oh man, 19 on the dice.
11.
Plus 11, that's a 30.
Did you actually just
Got a
get a
19.
19?
See,
Plus
that
11.
might be good, but I got an 11.
Modified 8.
You gotta eat that die now.
My insight is out of
Oh no, it was your mini. You have to eat your mini.
Well, that wasn't on the dice. I got a 10 with a +1.
Oh, never mind.
And that was only for the first 5 times.
Okay, you guys can continue your roll. I do need the roll. Who rolled higher than a 20, including modifiers?
30.
Just Oglen?
Out of my
That 100% makes sense.
Oglen Galaxy, bro.
I had 18.
Is that including your mods?
Yeah, with mods it was 18.
Yeah, that's right. I really appreciate you all being willing to listen about us perhaps delaying our previous mission. I think it is going to be worthwhile that we pause here. But Dimble's right. We shouldn't tarry here
and I
too
know the
long.
army's not coming here, but at the same time, sooner or later, it's if they wait for the army to get there and then come back here.
Is War Griffin, so definitely expedite our travel to the desert. You know, we can only move as fast as these little legs can take us, so.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, so.
There are many good reasons for us to do this, but I 100% agree with Dimble that we don't want to overstay our welcome here, which I wanted to ask you at the party, you were talking to the champion, the dude that you fought.
Rasan.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I
Oh,
think we
I
could
wonder
take
if we'll
it.
have to face the champion again. Considering we're going against the ruler of the city, that's a possibility.
I mean,
Yeah,
you guys took him once, we could take
You
him
actually
again.
already know the answer to that question.
No,
Oh,
he
that's
can't use the
city guard
military.
can't
He can't
take
use the
those
military. Yeah.
Unless he cheats.
For House War.
Only house forces can be used.
Unless he cheats.
That is true. Unless he breaks the
He could break
Which he
the-
could.
the rules involving house wars.
And at that point, we just kill him. We just fucking kill him. I have to step in at that point.
When you ran into him, like,
Is
Yeah.
anybody
Do you
at the
think they
table
would break
familiar
the
with the Dune books?
Yes.
No.
No. Okay, so in the Dune books, there is a whole thing around Canley, which is an official declared vendetta, blood war, house feud type thing. That's basically what this is, right? There are strict rules and guidelines that must be followed. But inside of those rules, there are no restrictions on how victory is won against another house.
Yeah.
That is basically what you're looking at. Like they can
Yeah.
use any
Yeah.
means necessary. They just have to use their house resources to do it.
Yeah. And were we also told something about resurrections?
No
Maybe
revives.
There are no
revives?
resurrections of anybody who is lost in
Okay.
housework,
Okay.
Unless we break the rules.
Yeah.
unless you break the rules.
Right.
No, but that
Okay.
doesn't. Is that
Just
like,
saying.
That
I
includes you
haven't
guys.
forgotten your question.
Is
now resurrection, is that like a true resurrection, like for mechanics
If you
wise?
get
if you
3
go through
death
death
saves,
but if they drop to 0, we
if
can
you
heal
fail
them.
3 times, you're dead.
Okay.
If you,
Get your head
because
cut
0
off.
is not dead. 0 is just unconscious.
Unconscious, yeah.
So as
Once
long
you
as you
fail,
haven't
it's-
taken 3 death save
Gotcha.
fails,
Or got your head cut off. Or,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Or you haven't hit that, that they do double the health you
Right.
have, or you
Yeah.
know, your current health
so
plus
dead-
your maximum.
Yeah.
As long as you're not dead,
Dead.
you're not.
Yeah.
You're,
The no resurrections reminds me of remember the tooth.
Not that we have many diamonds running around the group.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Who
So
would know?
Brudall just asked Oglen about whether he thought Rashad would be the kind of person to follow the house rules. And Oglen responded, Rashad seems like a kind of man that's going to follow the laws of his oath pretty seriously.
I think so too. Someone who's all about traditions. That's kind of the reason he declared it, was because of traditions being broken and not be willing to break it himself.
Yeah. I mean, if he's a
I think he'd
scumbag.
have a hard time staying on the ruler's seat if he was to break that tradition.
You know, even if he's
Not
a
to say
scumbag.
you wouldn't find a loophole, like maybe demoting that guy or firing him from the army and then hiring him in his own personal force.
Yeah. Don't give Gordon ideas.
Although
I was thinking the same thing too.
once we are hopefully all survive this particular house war, I do recall that we were told to not stray from the path in the desert. There was a magical path that if we stayed on, we'd be more or less safe. If we're flying there, do we still have to maintain the path underneath us when we're flying through the air?
That is a great question.
Just a good question.
Arizona.
I hadn't even considered that myself.
What is the ceiling upon which we can?
Yeah, that's right.
I think if you fly 200 feet above it, I don't think a sand shark can jump that high. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm no sand shark expert.
Roll, since Truegar brought it up, I'll let Will have a roll at advantage. Roll history at advantage. To see if Truegar remembers why you guys were told not to stray from the path.
The big worm.
Modified 12.
It was-
Worms, sharks,
Worm.
stuff like that. Also,
Flowers, right?
not flowers. There was a faction that would eat us. I have it in my notes.
The bug
Shit.
people?
None of those things.
None of those are true.
None of those are. Not, it's not that they're not true. Those are not
Not
the
the things
reasons
you
that
just
you were
talked
told
Oh, okay.
that it's important to never stray from the path without a guide.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Will only rolled 12, so you don't get that refresher.
Okay.
What if I make that roll? I have a +9 to history.
He brought it up, so he get that roll.
But something tells me
You don't let my character in your game have super OP shit, so you don't get to do shit in my game.
Damn.
So, Brew, I don't think we need to worry about
Was Matteo
Rasad,
there when that was discussed?
trying to finagle around the
I don't
laws.
think
But,
Matteo was there.
was
Actually.
that your
Where was
concern? Or
My
I think it was
concern
in
was
Nigeria.
bigger than
If I was an
Rashad.
age
Okay.
then
We're-
definitely.
I'm pretty sure it was in Nigeria.
I'll make sure
Before
Dimble
Evandal
hears.
left, I knew I tried to catch up with him.
Being he's the leader.
Did Matteo start this journey with them in Nigeria?
No, he started in
outside the library?
yeah,
Yeah,
right before the library.
Then
like
Matteo,
a session before.
Matteo wasn't actually there for that
Yeah.
discussion. That
Okay.
happened with Evandal in Nigeria.
Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, I may have given you that role.
Yeah.
My concerns lie bigger than Rashad.
Did he read in the book?
We're in a place of they have home field advantage, and you gotta think we probably have made a few
Roll to
enemies
see if he
in this
thinks he read
place
it in a book.
that are not the
What
house we're
modifier am I
fighting.
adding?
Yeah, I think that's.
They jump in.
What do you get to add for your?
It doesn't
Here's
look like
one.
they affected the rules. It just looks
That's all
like
you
a
get to add?
feud with
It's
us.
your intelligence.
Yeah.
Only a +1.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
that is
Roll,
relevant.
yeah, you add that?
5.
I've been firsthand on someone skewing the rules on me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know that we've sort of officially thrown in our lot with House Patil here, but maybe it would be hard for them to do something like that if we were to wear some kind of official tabard or something that would identify us as such.
I think it's quite the opposite. Once we've marked that we're working for him, we're open fair game, and that they can kill us as part of the house war.
Well, here's the thing, Brew. They might have home field advantage, but we got fucking War Griffin advantage. You know, that's a.
I just got to note that I'm not going to put her into battle right this second.
Well, I mean, same, but I mean, it
Well, I
helps.
think
to,
it's. I'm not sure how long.
Doesn't sound like you guys actually remember, but Salon did mention that the Aloran house did actually have hippogriff riders,
Yeah,
and then
right.
that's probably what you would be taking care of.
Yeah, because that was
Okay.
our preferred.
Giving them air advantage for the rest of their campaign. Yeah.
so we just go in and.
I think until this house war is over, it's best that we stay on Salon's compound. And we don't wander into the city.
Yeah, except for our missions.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
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 Goes without saying.
Yeah. But sometimes you just gotta say it, even if it goes without saying.
That's literally what goes without saying.
yeah. But sometimes you know it's gotta go with saying, even if it goes
Is
without
that
saying.
written as Matteo's motto?
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes you gotta say shit even though you're told not to.
It certainly seems that way.
If it goes without saying, you gotta say it.
Sometimes it's better to say it
Feels like that's really
Let it
true,
go.
though.
without saying it.
I know I just said it, but I'm going to say it again.
Just in case.
Let the record state it was said twice.
Yeah.
Very clear.
Maybe a third time wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah, I'm a little interested to see how much our new ally here can accomplish without our assistance. So that's one reason for us to not do too much of the heavy lifting all on our own.
I'm more concerned about what our mission might be and what our game plan should be once we're actually in battle. Are the Griffins something we're going to have to worry about healing and keep it healed?
Yeah, also a great question.
How tough are they? How many? You know, if they get a sword cut or two, should we have to worry about healing them, or can they withstand 4 or 5 before we have to worry about healing them?
Yeah.
6.
All I can say is that it seems like Sunwing survived that bonding ritual with a little more toughness than I myself did, and
Well, that goes
Well,
without
I'm
saying.
sure they're a little bit more used to it than you are.
they might have been through this once
Probably
before.
stronger than you as well. You know,
Jeremy.
nicer, more kind, more humble.
But I don't know. I also would like very much to impress upon House Patil that they've made the right choice and invested
Off the bat.
in us. And,
Oh my god, I just remembered. You know that path thing we were talking about?
yeah.
I read this book. It's called The Sands of the Lost, a complete guide, written by, I think his name was Bigsby McCrawfordson. You know, there are these bugs that live in the desert, and you know when you stray from the path, they're magically warded from it. They come up and they sting you, and you know it hurts, right? And then they got this like eggs in you, and then they like that one book called Alien,
Oh yeah. You know,
but like not out of
What's
your
an
chest.
alien?
with
You never read that book?
it was with Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. It's one of those really. It's like a
Why
classic.
someone who weaves for a living
Yeah.
got to do with the bugs in the desert?
Is she a weave walker?
Yeah. So unless you want bug eggs in you, then
It was really a rags to riches story. Just
Yeah.
you know, you're around of the mill housewife
I don't
weaving
remember anything
baskets.
about
like,
bugs.
20 chapters
How do you
later,
know
putting
five
eggs in
monsters
your
in the
arm.
desert.
Anything we've heard about the desert.
yeah. I mean, it's
In
just
fact,
common
I'm
sense.
pretty sure we were told once we get to the temple to trust
Use
the
your
bugs.
boon because you're trying to convince
Yeah,
them.
I'm rolling.
I'm rolling.
I'm rolling.
There it is.
What am I rolling? Persuasion?
Whatever it says in your shit.
I'm
Well, I'm
100%
persuasion
certain
plus
that we
one.
were supposed to
persuasion.
trust the bugs once we got to the desert.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
I remember that.
Well, which once we got to the temple.
Persuasion. 16.
No, there was something else we were
So the only one who has expressed actual doubt is Dimble. So Dimble can roll insight.
Trust the bug men, but watch out for the sandworms.
Trust the bug man.
Is what I remember being told. Trust the bug
Can I roll an
men.
advantage? Because I know he talks shit to a lot.
Yeah.
That wins.
Good roll.
And now can't help but imagine the desert as like aliens.
Did you
versus
beat a
predator.
16?
The bugmen predators.
You're pretty
wish I
sure
could
he's
make
talking
that
about
cookie
it.
noise.
You're pretty sure that if he's telling you the truth, it's no truth you've ever heard about the desert at all. And you talked to like the most renowned archaeologist in the entire Alkarian Empire.
I think you might have been reading a fantasy novel, not
No.
actual facts about the
No,
desert.
no, that one was facts.
They kind of
Everybody
seems
else, though,
made
is
up.
pretty sure Matteo's not wrong. Or at least you remember something about bugs and the path, at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they fly and they like.
Yeah, I saw an article on Facebook about them books in the
Yeah.
desert, and it had at least 4 likes. So that
Take
means
50 psychic damage.
This is what happens when you spread false information, guys. You pay the price.
Yeah.
I think even if Brew did believe him, he would still want to joke on him, seeing Dimble say that. So. Yeah, I mean, who is Sigourney Weaver anyway? Who names their child Sigourney? Stupid name.
I don't know. I didn't name him. You know. I mean, your name is like Brudall. I mean, I'm not making any comments on that, but you know.
Name was
You know.
chosen by my father.
You know, it speaks for itself, but I'm not going to say it. He sucked at naming. No offense.
I'm not gonna say it, but I'm saying it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ask Thea if I can kill you.
Well, it happens to the best of us.
Let's wait till after the battle. Maybe they'll take care of it for us.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope
You
not.
might need him to stand in front of you or something.
Shields.
Well, I mean, you know,
Don't come with body double right before we go into battle, okay?
That's right.
you know, standing in front of him, you know, me, him, you know. I mean, like the power level is kind of like inverse, but you know, the size difference is there, you know.
It's a real height versus power.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would
bell
like to see
curve.
the flight of the griffins that have to carry a lighter load versus a heavier load.
Yeah.
I think if we're not going to battle tomorrow, then we should definitely spend some time practicing riding our griffins, and shouldn't be riding our griffins for the very first time into battle.
That's a
What if
great
we
idea.
What if we practice with dummies or something? You know, like we're probably kind of rusty. I haven't.
Well, when you
thrown a
go to
dagger.
fight, you're definitely going to be practicing with dummies.
Well, I mean,
Have an inspiration, Justin.
yeah, I'm talking like you know, stuffed dummies, not like you know.
The ones that's full of straw.
Yeah. Not the ones that are full of shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You know.
How do you fight yourself?
Go into that cave in Star
Carefully.
Wars.
Yeah. Just like that. In that book.
In that book.
Far Realms Wars.
Oh.
About these weird green guys.
In a time long, long ago.
Yeah. In a plane far, far away. Or however the opening
Far,
line
far
is.
removed.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, do you all mind if I ask you a question of strategy here?
Yes.
Because I've been thinking about this house war coming up and the way that we should conduct ourselves in it. And it seems to me there's at least 2 ways of approaching this. You know, one is that we have the legal free reign here to just murder as many of the folks that stand in our way without repercussion
That
that
makes
we
sense.
can. Or, and this is the one I want to vote for, we can maybe try to push things in a new direction. Just because the house war is going to allow us all this violence doesn't mean we need to avail ourselves of it. Perhaps we can just subdue these people
You know,
and show them that
So,
they're not going to show us the same
Well,
respect.
I think it vastly depends on the mission that we're given. If the mission is to take somebody out, then we might have to take them out. But if we're going against the hippogriff force opposing, I think our greatest strategy would be to target the hippogriffs themselves
oh yeah,
then
and let
finish
our
off the
griffins
riders.
eat away at them.
yeah.
And that way we're not directly killing the riders. You know, if they happen to fall to their deaths, you know, that's not on us.
Yeah, that's right. We don't have to save them, but we don't
Well,
need to kill them either.
I mean, sometimes, you know, if we kill the hippogriff, you know, you gotta have that little extra shred of protection. You know, go up to the next guy, you know, the rider, and, you know.
I think there was a man that was a bat who made that moral distinction.
I agree with Dimble. That
But I don't know if the hippogriff riders, I don't think they share the same psychic bond that we share with the griffins.
Yeah, also,
Oh, yeah,
much
that's a
better.
great question.
Yeah, so we make sure there isn't one by killing them.
Yeah.
Will will the hippogriffs be disabled if their rider is injured or hurt or dies?
Destroying the
Same
prey
thing,
or removing the head.
Well,
Well,
That's exactly
I've
what
heard of mythic riders in the past, that are bonded to their mounts going mad and crazy once their mounts are killed, and not never really truly coming back from that.
Yeah.
it could.
Aragon much.
See, I was actually
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think we're missing the big brain strategy.
Is it surprising that I've read those books?
They're good books.
I know where he was going, but I thought he was
The
talking
movie
about the old
shit, but the
Dragon
books are
Heart
good.
movie.
Movie shit.
Well,
Movie was
here's
so
the thing,
bad.
right? Our griffins can easily take those hippogriffs. So we let them go, and then as the riders are, oh no, our hippogriffs are getting eaten, we and they say, and then
Yeah.
from there we
Just like that.
yeah we've got both sides covered. We got our griffins wrecking the hippogriffs, and they're and then
Some of you are pretty sure that Matteo suffered some brain damage when he fell from the
I'm just going to buy
Maybe
him
it's best to just take a nap and
maybe.
hit
But
them
I mean,
further than
I think that's a good idea though. The griffins going in, attacking the other mounts, and then while they're doing that, we're defending them by killing the other people.
Yeah.
And then we got both sides covered, so we did our job.
That's generally how mounted combat works.
Yeah, but we would probably be like unmounted if we're
As Dimble
if
said
we're taking the
before.
fight to them. Otherwise,
Yeah, we're taking the fight to them unmounted on the ground while they're fighting up in the air.
they don't have to fight in the air; they can fight in the ground. Like if we just went to their stables tonight and just fucking killed all of them, you
Yeah.
gotta do what you gotta do.
That's a really interesting point. I'm excited to see what the Salon has to say. He's a wise and strategical man.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like if what we're interested in is grounding their air force, then why wait till tomorrow?
Well,
You don't think he has spies out in the city that would notify his stables immediately if he saw a force of griffins leaving this area?
They might.
you saw that.
We could ruin his reputation as well. We
Do
were
you-
told to wait till he told
I don't-
us tomorrow. My guess is
That's
that
right.
this house wars
I forget if
doesn't
politics
really
was
start
playing
yet.
Yeah, no,
That's
it has.
right.
It started at what, like noon today or something? It was when he brought the papers in or something. I don't know. Maybe that's tomorrow. I don't
It's
know.
once the declaration's made.
It started,
But,
yeah.
they have to declare all their forces. So
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
something along those lines of who they're with. Once the official declarations are made, and then the house war starts.
He's the contract. We gotta wait till he tells us what he
One
wants
day
of
later.
us.
Paperwork does take a while, but Salon knows where we are. If he needs us, he will give us orders.
I think it's a good idea for you guys to go and try to do shit at night.
Yeah, let's do a sneak attack.
Well, yeah, we
Some-
can fly 1,000 feet above him and phew, fireball.
We'll just wear one of the other house's
Oh, can you
uniforms
cast
while we
fireball?
do it.
I
And then
can't
we'll
cast
yell
fireball.
things like, yeah, Salon
you cast
Albatili
fireball?
sucks.
No,
We're
I
definitely
can't cast
not him.
Can you cast fireball?
Yes, I can.
Oh, there we
Not
go.
firebomb yourself. Cast fireball.
It's just throw me and I explode into a corona
He
fire.
actually can.
Just screaming O'Doyle rules as we.
What about you,
dive
Brudall?
on.
Mine
Do
would
you
never
have
do
any
it.
spells like fireball?
Other
Like,
than, I guess in an AoE situation.
If I can't
don't.
reach them for some reason, I'll flick at the fireball.
I don't have spells, but despite not being the smartest and other shit,
or strongest, or
You definitely have your
fastest.
strengths, Brew. I'm just saying that we don't have enough aerial firepower to just do a dive bomb from above.
Oh yeah.
I can hunt and strategize.
Goes through
I'm good at hunting people.
What's that?
Goes
What
through Matteo
about-
with him.
Do you think does gunpowder exist?
No. Not that you're aware
Okay.
of.
What if we take big flammable barrels that
Like full of oil
Like
or
oil?
something.
yeah, maybe like oil and just drop them on like their stables and then burn it down?
It's,
So my
That
point
might
here.
destroy their stables, but I'm pretty sure the mounts are intelligent enough to get out on their own.
they probably
Well,
escape.
We don't know what
So
he
They
wants
might
of
not
us.
be free range.
because it hasn't been explicitly stated in character, I'll give you guys some other information. The goal of a house war is not to destroy infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's to destroy personnel and assets.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, kill the hippogriffs while they're locked in their cages, and the people, as we drop flaming barrels of oil on them.
But what you're saying is that it would be better for us to fight them in the open so everybody can see us win.
Yes.
Because then
Because
city's-
the house war is it's as much about winning as it is about the statement
Yeah,
that
the show
that you've
like, oh, they just whooped their asses. Look at that up there.
I-
House Matteo is winning.
I think as much of
Yeah.
the shows we put on at dinner, he wants us to put on that much of a show, but more along the lines of what we did in the arena and the air and the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Killing people, taking names. You know.
and
Right.
chewing tree sap.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll have to prepare some very witty one-liners to shout at the top of our lungs as we do epic feats of combat.
Yeah, like, you just got grounded. Oh, yeah, well, something like that.
I gotta be honest, Matteo will take psychic damage if he says that.
Just don't stay up all night trying to figure out one-liners.
Oh, they come to me naturally.
They actually do.
Make sure that after you say your one-liners, you put on sunglasses.
Gotta be honest, I'm gonna make you roll sleight of hand check.
Do not.
While you're mounted. And if you roll a nat 1, you're gonna stab your eye out.
Yeah.
Well, good thing I'm a halfling.
They just go tell me, I paid a platinum for those glasses.
No.
Stupid Ray-Bans, just paying for the name.
We're not sponsored by Ray-Ban.
No.
Bay-Rans.
Bay-Rans.
Any other RP you guys want to do?
That's all the questions I can think of.
I think I'm ready to get some shut-eye. I think we should learn our mission tomorrow. Execute it
You
with
did
ease.
bring up a good question, though. Imagine in the air, it's going to be hard to swing a sword directly at people too often. Those of us that require getting up close and more personal, how are you? Brew, do you have any range at all? Anything you could throw or crossbow, or if we get you a crossbow, are you able to use it?
I have some hand axes that I can throw, but I would not feel comfortable.
You ain't
throwing
getting them back.
up in the air like that.
I mean, someone of, our sponsor's status, I'm sure I could get a nice long thing of dagger stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But we need to figure that out now. If we need to ask for a bunch of hand axes or a
What
bunch
part
of
of Salman
daggers.
made you
Yeah.
think he enjoys wasting anything?
Well, I mean, we can recover them once the hippogriffs are on the ground.
No, you throw that shit 300 feet in the air and hit somebody and they fall and break it. You're not getting it back.
Yeah, but it's like a half a gold dagger.
Some street urchin's gonna be like,
That's
oh,
not
cool,
even
free
that.
daggers.
You can buy like 10 daggers for a gold.
It's actually
Yeah,
brings
so it's
me
not
to
that
my
big of a
thing
waste.
that
Yeah.
He's spending
when you're
75,000 on a saddle. I imagine a bag of daggers that going to be
It's not gonna break the
when
bank.
I'm given a contract to hunt someone down, I have one of two approaches. Either I go straight to them, or I lead them to me. An ambush, trap.
Well,
When we know what we're fighting exactly, if it's one person on the griffin or multiple, or whatever the fuck it is, that should be our first question. Do we want to lead them to us? Give ourselves home advantage,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then maybe I could throw a hand axe and safely get it back. I don't know.
I think anything you throw up there is going to be on, whether it be hand axes or daggers or even arrows or bolts. If we're that far up, it's hard to tell where they fall.
Yeah.
We don't have to be that far up if we lead them in the right space.
If we end up fighting in the air, I think it's something we need to be prepared for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should
I
probably.
have spells I can use.
Truegar, roll.
I know Oglen has a few spells.
Roll war history.
Truegar, do you have a
It
bow
is
or a crossbow?
related to combat and war, but I'm not sure what to put it under. History, maybe?
Insight, history.
It would be insight. He's not trying to figure somebody's intention.
I was thinking like strategy.
Probably history.
Survival.
Yeah, let's go history.
That is entirely cocked.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, you get advantage anyway because your background is literally soldier.
Modified 12.
Oh, roll percentile.
Will be a 12.
Did you roll a 12 and then
Yes.
12? Okay, well, I feel like I have to give you something now. You rolled the same number twice on two completely different dice. So we'll say that Truegar thinks that it would be better to be up higher to avoid the potential to be attacked by spellcasters or ranged weapon users who are on the ground who could be targeting you. And that the strength of being on the griffins is that you can take the fight out of their range.
I do know that when it comes to battle, high ground is everything. Not just being on a cliff and raining down arrows upon your enemy, but if your enemy does not even have the range to attack back, stay in that range. The safe range.
Flaming barrels. Drop them on.
So, while throwing an axe from 300 feet in the air downwards, you may hit someone. And if you wish to do that, fine. But I think the reason Salon gave us these griffins is because he expects us to use them in a more safe, strategic, and public view.
Well, that's my thing. Is I don't think we're gonna be up in the air fighting down. I think we're gonna be fighting other creatures in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So I think having some form of ranged attack is going to be imperative. Flying around up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we stay out of the range of the ground forces, then absolutely.
Do you have any bow or crossbows, or are you able to use one if we get you one?
Yes, I am, but I do not have one.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
which do you prefer?
Seeing as these particular stirrups and saddles don't necessitate us holding on to anything,
Let's be clear.
bow and arrow.
Everyone will be attacking at disadvantage from the saddle
Oh, okay.
on the griffin, right? At the very least, because of your character's inexperience doing so.
Yeah.
So, what were you saying?
Bow and arrow is preferable.
Long bow, short bow?
When it comes to the flapping of the griffin wings, short bow for sure.
Short bow. You want some more knives?
Oh yes. Just
Also, you won't be able to actually use longbow while mounted, so it'd have to be a short bow.
Something small.
Yeah, I gave my last bow away, so I don't really have one anymore. So getting that back could be nice.
Because he's not here, but Ash uses a longbow and he doesn't have any other bow. So
we need some short bows. So probably some arrows. You want some more knives?
Yep. Knives.
And you want some throwing
polearm.
axes? A polearm.
That could be nice too.
That gives you a little bit more reach, but I still don't think you need some actual range weapons as well.
Yeah, we're talking like a bow or crossbow or.
I could
Not
certainly.
fire though, but I'll do it.
I could certainly stand to throw.
Do you know how to use a crossbow, maybe? That might be seem more to your liking.
Yeah. Point and click.
There you go.
Do you actually know how to fire a crossbow? Out of character, Dimble's asking if you're proficient to use crossbow.
He's a fighter, so he's proficient in all the things, right?
yeah, I think he's proficient in everything
Yeah.
as a fighter.
Never done it. I'm a quick learner.
Okay.
And I'd be happy to fire a crossbow or throw an axe. But I also kind of imagine myself teleporting short distances to engage the riders directly and then seeing if Sunwing's willing to catch me when I fall.
Oh, that's a good question. I wonder if our teleportation abilities work with our fighter. Yeah, work with our griffin if we take our griffin with us.
So it's safe to assume that they will not work if you're strapped in.
I have to detach
Well, and
yourself
I'm not
from
trying to detach ourselves, but to take the griffin as part of us with us.
it. And it's like, oh, I see. Yeah.
Well, probably not.
That would be terrifying as fuck. Could you imagine being a rider in Hippogriff and you're 50 feet away and you're like throwing things or shooting things at somebody, and then all of a sudden this 2,000-pound griffin just teleports in your face, and you're like, oh, fuck me.
So we'll make sure we ask for these things when we're battle planning, or once we're told exactly what we're doing, if we know for sure. Good probability we'll be fighting up in the air.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so range combat. It's easy to expect that our main adversary will be the hippogriffs, so we have the advantage. Let's make sure that we stay out of the range of the ground forces.
500 feet up. Should be good.
500, absolutely. I do know that occasionally an elf can shoot up to 300, but so I personally was going to say the ceiling is 300.
No extra range.
There are a few warlocks I've heard of that can sniper their spells up to 320 feet, but
There's a few wizards that's practiced in casting doubling their range in those spells as well.
so we will have to maintain. I've never heard of any spell being cast further away than, aside from the communication spells, obviously, more than 320 feet.
What about Dimension Door? They said that one's pretty
That's
far.
not an offensive spell, so I
Until they mount our griffins.
How big is Dimension Door? Can a griffin fly through it?
I think technically you can take one willing creature with you.
Yeah.
I think one.
It has to be the same size.
And at higher levels, you can do more than one.
It has to be the same size, though, is the
Is it
problem.
the same size?
Or smaller. So, like, Matteo couldn't take Oglen with him because he's medium.
That's right, Matteo.
And
Small.
not like height wise, but like anything that's classified as
Size categories.
Size
Size
category.
category.
Yep.
So you could take Oglen or me, but you wouldn't be able to take Brew.
Yeah. Are you small?
I'm a medium.
Oh, then I couldn't take you.
Or Dwarves medium.
It's because they're just like
'Cause
they're built like brick walls.
They thick boys.
Yeah.
So me.
yeah, that's about it. He's short, but not that short.
So aside from the rare attack spell that can attack 320 feet, let's just stay above that and make sure that we take out their air force. But this is all conjecture because we don't know what Solon wants us to do. He may just have us parade around the town to show, as a show of force.
All right, that's enough shop talk. Let's enjoy the evening.
Yep. Enjoy the
We'll
evening.
worry about battle when we actually know what we're doing.
Have Solon tell us in the morning.
Well,
Because it wasn't explicitly stated, and now I'm explicitly stating it, your griffins have studded leather armor.
Ooh,
Which puts their AC at 15.
nice.
I was going to look something up on D&D Beyond. And now
Dimension door.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep.
For some reason, I don't remember the size. The size restriction. We're gonna take our break now.
Okay.
6:30.
Would we like to stop the recording?
Go ahead and pause it.
That way we can talk about secret stuff. You have to pay us money to have this information.
We don't actually film these, so.
Dimension Door is actually way more specific than I remember.
Gonna do some nondescript white powder out of my pocket, don't mind me.
Why not?
I mean, they're kind of cool.
It's pretty great.
Here's some other ones as well.
Hi,
Hi, welcome back.
Saving us from these
I'm gonna
Yoda
throw a
impressions.
die at you one day.
Horrible, awful memes.
It's gonna be a metal die.
It's a good meme.
Says you.
I need to bloody that die. I must sacrifice someone's blood to the die gods.
Well, I got just the dice for you.
Everybody get a
If
real
you
sharp one.
hand me the aluminum dice, you're not getting them back.
No,
This one's a
I'd
blood
be
stone.
handing you these ones with skulls in them.
Skulls and blood.
Skulls.
Skulls and blood.
Wow, that is okay. That is disturbing but cool.
He's got the
This one's
motif.
legitimately a bloodstone. I mean, if you're gonna throw it at somebody.
Skull, blood, and harmony.
I'd be afraid I'd crack that though.
But do you have the malachite dice?
Oh.
10. Very
Hey,
average.
but you know what he's got? A woman to have sex with.
Damn. Gets me every
But
time.
not someone else's, okay?
but not someone
Not that
else.
one guy's wife.
Don't want to ride your wife, guy.
So, you guys are sitting around a table. Did you have any other RP you wanted to do? Did you think of anything while we were on break that you wanted
I
to
put my head on the pillow.
The
at
path,
the table?
No. And in my room.
Oh.
the path in
Okay.
the desert and what sort of battle
Matteo got
tactics?
up in the middle of you guys talking and went to bed.
I'm going to bed. Good night, guys.
I'm good.
All right, so
Yeah, we
the house staff watches as Matteo just like leaves the dining room, and
Oh shit, gotta clean my plate.
somebody says, "Does he even know where he's going?"
Probably not.
we'll probably just run into a wall if you don't pay attention.
Did anybody show you to the rooms that have been prepared for you?
No, but I do want to see where he's going.
The guy kind of like looks like, yeah, me too. So Matteo leaves the dining hall while they're still talking for a few minutes. Where does he go?
Fake it till you.
Fake it till you make it.
Commit
to the bit.
I take a first left and then a right turn and go up some stairs.
Yeah, that's right.
So he just goes up some random stairs.
No, I'm gonna walk. Is there just people walking around?
There is no one walking off.
Of course
It's
there's
pretty
not.
late. Like
Yeah.
a bunch of the candles in the
Any guards?
no, not in the house right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just walking around. I'm looking for a couple doors. Maybe one's open. You can see like.
There are a
bed
lot
inside.
of doors in this hallway.
I'm just gonna.
This is like a 100-foot long hallway.
I'm gonna open one and peek in.
Oh goodness.
Just like a little peek.
Is this like one of the first doors you see?
No.
Like how long would you wait?
Like
3
down
doors
towards
down.
the end.
3
Like
doors.
near the entrance?
No, like yeah.
Because you're like 100 feet into the house. So down
Matteo
towards.
thinks it's rude to just start peeking in the room, so he's not gonna do that. So if there's no doors that are open that look like they're rooms, then he's just gonna walk
So
back.
I feel like Matteo would 100% look in every room.
Sorry.
Oh, don't mind me. Just trying to find where it's supposed to be. Yeah, you know we're right.
Maybe.
So none of the doors are really open. Most of the doors seem to be shut. You know, there's like a drawing room door that's open here and there. And there's like a little lounge area.
Oh, well, I guess we're sleeping on the couch today. Maybe not.
So does Matteo go in there and sleep on one of the couches?
No. He's gonna go back, realizing he doesn't know where he's going.
So a couple of minutes after he leaves, Matteo walks back in and says,
Oh, hey guys. I forgot to wash my dish.
"What?"
Sorry, I got to the room and, I just remembered, so I'm just gonna do that real
Usually the bathroom excuse works much better next time.
quick. Oh, no, not an excuse. You see my plate right there. I mean, I found it there, just like up the hall, around the corner.
And the guy standing in the corner waiting for you guys. And he says, "Down the hall. You found your room down the hall?
Oh, no, down the other hall. It loops around and...
Did you happen to go up any stairs to find this room?"
Sometimes.
Unfortunately, in this case, you either did or didn't
Well, I kind
go
of...
upstairs.
I mean, I kind of went up and then, came back down,
I look at the
He just like sighs. Okay, well, when you're ready, I will show you to the rooms that you're supposed to be in.
Oh, sure, yeah.
That would be very kind. We
I'm
appreciate
gonna-
it.
It's always nice to have a little refresher.
I'm gonna look at him and say, "Don't worry, he's on bait."
I was awesome.
I also feel sorry for you for that as well.
Continue to lie and we'll tell Thea that you were lying.
Wasn't me. It was... Lying? Me? No. Couldn't be.
But we saw you banging on the sofa.
So once you guys are finished and you got all your stuff sorted, he leads you upstairs
Yeah. Ah, nice refresher. I remember these stairs, yeah. Mm-hmm.
to the third story of the house.
This is good. You're not under the influence of alcohol. This would take so much psychic
All the time. I almost thought about doing it just to see how Matteo would react to not being able to lie anymore. No. And the house servant, opens the door and points. Well, we've given each of you your own room, unless you prefer to bunk together. Does anybody look in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll look.
Okay, so it is probably the nicest bedroom that you've ever seen. And each of them is almost identical. There's like a color scheme difference. One's red, one's blue, one's like a deep brown.
Dimble looks quick. Look around. Is there any
There are a lot of things that could be valuable.
Matteo? Don't take anything.
I don't know why you guys are
Like
saying
the
this
wash
to me.
basins that you would wash your hands and face with look like they're made of precious metals.
Yeah.
There are like goblets in there that look to be made of crystal. There are
Yeah.
definitely a lot of things in the room that could fetch pretty hefty amounts of coin.
Yeah.
If you were so inclined to steal from the guy letting you sleep
From
in
our
his house,
benefactor.
who just gave you war griffins in exchange for a small job.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Don't have to tell me twice.
Should probably tell him twice.
Some things just go unsaid.
Yeah, there it is.
You know.
The callback.
Even if they need to be said, they go unsaid.
Yeah.
Anyone that tries to steal anything after we just got war griffins from this guy, I'll cut your hand off myself.
What if it's you that does it, though?
Roll intimidation at advantage.
then it goes without
I
saying.
imagine Dimble just like puffed his chest out.
We'll tell Thea. That's what we'll do.
Don't say it too loudly. I would like to be the only one that knows the number.
I can hear it.
He's gonna write it down.
I hear everything.
Can you hear this?
Yeah, I can.
Go fuck yourself.
What did I say? Okay, yeah. So those of you who are of a less honest inclination definitely feel like Dimble is not making an empty threat. Sorry, I didn't mean to feel like I was taking it. I was tilting it because it was hard to see.
Truegar, you hear that? You better be careful.
I am known for my dishonesty. Thank you.
That is why they call him Falscar.
Holy shit.
Have an inspiration, sir. You just made Will shut up completely. Oh, that was good.
Your part of the campaign has now been written. You have an evil twin.
Falscar.
Falscar, falsehood.
False height.
Wow. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I am.
100% should be ashamed. Even though it was good, you should be so ashamed of yourself.
Mateo's like, well, with that, I'm going to bed.
Will is
This
totally
boxer.
regretting his character's name now. Don't. It's a pretty good name.
Yeah.
So, as you each, pick a room, it doesn't matter which room. They're almost identical other than, the furniture arrangement or colors.
Yeah, we're gonna take that brown one because it reminds of the Sunwing a little bit. If that's okay. Gonna sleep on my griffin's plumage.
I swear. Some people.
I really didn't pick Oglen for the one lame and shit. So, before he leaves the 8 of you in your rooms, he from the hallway says, "Does anyone need anything before I retire for the night?"
Oh, the area by the stables, the courtyard, is that all open right now? Can I go down there if I need to? If I had to.
You have free reign of the villa grounds. I wouldn't advise leaving the villa,
No, of course not.
but yeah. All of the guards have been made aware of your presence. Just do try to keep any noise down inside the house.
Right. Okay.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm getting the best sleep of my life.
Sleeping on twigs and leaves has prepared us for this very
So
night.
when you do get in the bed, when Matteo does get in the bed, it is like sleeping. What he imagines sleeping on clouds would be like.
Wow, this is like what I'd imagine sleeping on clouds is like.
I swear to God, I'm gonna stab you one day.
That's what Falscar would say.
Dimble's taking a minute to
It goes
go around the
down
room and kind of closely look at everything and take a mental inventory just in case someone happens to come up with something in their pack later on that looks similar to
One
what
of
he's
these.
looking at.
How is this like he's gonna spend like a good 4 or 5 minutes walking around and just looking? Okay, roll investigation at advantage.
1 silver fork, 1 platinum saucer.
23.
Roll percentile.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
99.
God,
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I know.
So
Verified.
Dimble has a pretty solid mental catalog of what's in his room. I'm not going to give you an actual list. But he has a really solid mental catalog. He's pretty sure that if somebody asked him tomorrow, he could list at least 95% of what's in this room. And based on what he knows about pricing, at least in Lawrence Gate, he's pretty sure that the room is easily decorated in like 5,000 or 10,000 gold's worth of stuff.
A lot of stuff I can fit in my bag. No, Mateo doesn't
I'm really
feel
surprised
it.
somebody let you have your own room.
I am.
Time for Truegar to make a heel turn.
Yes.
And everybody, even if you don't do like a hardcore scan and inventory like Dimble did, You at least get the impression that there are a few thousand golds worth of knickknacks and decorations and, utensils in this room. You're pretty sure the basin alone is made of like platinum or silver, and it's just chilling there with the clean water in it.
Yeah.
I go to sleep.
Same.
But before I go to sleep, I say in my mind, Cloud Secret, fare thee well, and good dreams.
Brudall.
You don't get a response. You assume that she's already asleep or busy.
Brudall is going to step out of the room and go out to the back area where close to the stables, just so he can.
So it's actually in the front.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah.
So he's gonna go out to the front, close to the stables. First, kind of not like in the stables, but look over, just to, like as if he's looking towards Thea, and then gonna look out at the stars and just kind of chill for a little bit. Maybe even like sit down and just stare up at the moon, stars.
Okay.
And think about Ember and how she's not there.
What he really should be thinking about is whether or not Ember's going to rip his throat out
No, he's contemplating all.
for being a traitor.
He's contemplating everything about.
Fancy new winged ride comes along and he just hops right on it.
He's contemplating everything that's going on right now and if he's making the right choices. Because normally he wouldn't chill with people and he wouldn't do.
Roll
these risky
percentile.
moves.
It did take May a while to warm up to Rita. I'll give you that.
76.
Nah, he feels like shit. He's pretty sure he's made not the right decisions. And that maybe he's let himself be led astray. That's actually up to you to decide.
It's like, wait a minute, whose character is this?
Did you see how intently he was looking at me, though?
Okay, I'm accepting these notes. Okay.
I wonder if I wouldn't have said that if he had rolled with that.
You know he would. And
I
he's great
know.
like that.
I would have found a way to skew it my way.
Yeah, well, I'm the god of the world, so I can do whatever I want. Facebook told me.
So yeah, he's gonna chill out there for like 30 minutes, then kind of.
So he does not actually see Thea anywhere. He doesn't really see any of the griffins.
Okay.
Like, not as in you can't actually see them, but as in the stables are empty. Like, none of the griffins are there. Like yours, no one else's. No griffins are in the stables. They're literally empty from where he can see.
They aren't busy. They're dead.
Like, stalls that you saw griffins in during the day and the evening are now empty.
He's gonna like every once in a while he's looking at the stars to just realize that he's not hearing anything from the stables and like,
What?
like just making random animal noises to see if any griffin would peek out.
What?
South Park movie. Make the sound of a giant giraffe.
What just happened? What just happened? I don't even know. We just went through a whole slew of bird noises. Yeah, nothing happened. You waiting for a minute or two, you hear nothing and you see nothing. The stables are open, like they haven't been closed. Like there's no gate barring the way, so like Brudall could freely walk in and around if he wanted. That's not me trying to trap you either. Just to be clear, I'm not trying to kill Brudall right now, anyway.
Not yet.
I come next week.
I look up at the moon and say goodnight, Ember, and then I go over to the stables, kind of pause, lean over the fence, be like, goodnight, Thea. Don't kill me.
You get no response.
I'd be very weirded out by that, and lose my whole train of thought of what I was thinking elsewise, and end up walking inside.
Okay.
Go back to my room. I'm gonna kind of like punch the bed as I'm trying to think why she didn't say goodnight back.
It's a super soft bed.
And
You feel almost no resistance to your punch.
It's like punching a cloud.
I'm gonna need you to roll damage though. It's a super. No, I'm joking. It'd be a really shitty bed if punching it broke it.
18
A
bed
hole in
damage.
the mattress.
But
You'd worry about Matteo stealing something, not Brudall
Yeah,
punching a hole in
right.
something.
yeah, feeling that the bed is that soft, actually, Brew would start like pushing on it to test how soft it is.
I don't know. I think memory foam would be better. Like
I don't trust this bed, and I'm gonna take the pillows and the blankets off the bed.
the pillows are all also the softest pillows you've ever had your hands on.
Damn, this guy lives too good.
It's not even his bedroom.
Like baby clouds.
Is there any kind of couch or ottoman or anything like that there?
There is a day chair, a day recliner.
He's gonna take the blanket and the pillow and go lay.
He's gonna be
there.
disappointed because it is also super soft.
Damn it, you
It
can't.
is super comfy.
So he's gonna lay in it, sit there for a second, like, so, yeah, he's gonna end up falling asleep, but he's definitely gonna be like thrown off by how good everything is right now because he doesn't trust that everything is good.
I resent how good I feel right now.
I totally get that though. Like, is this like luring me into a false sense of security type thing?
Is Shelob just gonna eat me in my sleep?
Yeah.
Damn, you figured it out.
Damn it. Damn. At least we'll figure out the truth about spider penises. The people need to know.
So that's him going to sleep.
Yeah,
Okay.
the only other thought he did have, which kind of got thrown off when Thea wouldn't respond to him, was about his mother, because he keeps thinking that Thea may be able to help him reach his mother in time.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think Oglen probably finds sleep much more easily tonight than normal. You know, having not slept particularly well for a very long time. And
That's a very good point. Everyone, roll perception.
Anything higher than a 5, you can hear Dimble
You could also
screaming.
substitute religion for this roll.
Oh, bro. I rolled in that one.
I can't see you, sorry.
Plus 6. That's 7. Mod
Everyone
7.
who rolled higher than a 2 hears Dimble
You
screaming.
kind of,
or not
you
Dimble,
and Dimble kind of
Oglen.
auto pass this roll.
Okay.
Except for you.
Modified 18.
19.
Mod 10.
Sorry,
Good
I had
bad
one
notes.
up.
I was
Brudall
such a
is,
roll.
even though he's sleeping very comfortably, there's this like nagging sense of unease in his dreams. Right? Like, he feels comfortable in his dreams, but there's just like no matter what he's dreaming about, something off in the distance seems out of place or off-putting. Everyone else, these are some of the most restful dreams you've ever had.
Like a rock.
Like, you're sleeping better than you've slept better than you sleep even in your own bed back at the guild hall.
Or back in the Hobbit hole.
Well, I guess some of you have never even slept in a bed in the guild hall.
Nope.
But
Back in the Hobbit home. Halfling home.
yeah, you feel even more you feel even more. I hate you all so much. Yeah, like, think of the most comfortable place that your character has slept, the safest they felt, and this is even more than that.
Yep. Back home. He's far from home like Spider-Man. Whole continent away. A whole continent between where
Yeah.
he lives.
And it's probably fair to say that, Oglen doesn't startle and scream himself awake right around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning as you would have been accustomed to at this point. So.
But the fact that we weren't woken up because of it, we don't even notice.
Yeah,
that
you
we're
were like,
still
oh,
asleep.
already.
Yeah, we're still asleep, so we don't even notice.
How about that?
Fourth lunch.
Cool.
Did we die?
in your sleep
Oh, okay.
with no warning?
Yep, sorry guys, session's over. TPK.
Even I wouldn't do that.
TPK while he slept, sorry.
The reason
Oh,
there's
you
no
forgot to
griffins
set up a watch
Yep.
in the secure fortress.
Yeah. Y'all done fucked up now.
And this place is guarded by skilled warriors and magicians. You fucked up by not setting your own watch.
And they're nothing against the Tarask. They ate the whole town goodbye.
Yep.
Would
Summon
we
one.
have woken up? No, bro, these beds are super comfortable.
You're dissolving in the Tarask's belly in this comfortable bed.
You've become one with a mattress. I wish I had a mattress like that.
Yeah, bro. Yep. That needs to be a tagline for something. Sleep even in the belly of a Tarask.
So, you sleep and, you know... Oh, actually, you guys haven't slept in, like, a really comfy bed in a long time. Your characters haven't.
The Sandstar Inn had like average beds, right?
That's
Not-
the first time we slept in bed.
Not even really average, but, you know, at least as good as, like, a cot in, like, a camp. Not really good, but not bad either.
Better than a rock.
Yeah.
These, though, so I'm going to need constitution checks from everyone. And these are checks, not saves. You're not being penalized.
That's true.
It's
God,
almost
second
20.
best stat.
That's a mod 7.
Oh my
You said that's almost as good as a 20?
It was on 20, and then it went to the 2.
The halfling at one.
Yeah.
I got a 19.
Okay.
Modified 15.
13.
I'm just feeling really unlucky right now.
I can't
Why?
see you.
Okay, fair enough.
I can't see you.
It's that one.
If I could see you, I could
Okay,
use it.
so I believe the highest number I heard was a 19.
That's me.
So Matteo, surprisingly, is the first one awake.
Bright and early as per usual.
How long would Matteo chill in his room before seeing if everybody else was up?
He usually wakes up. He usually does last watch because, you know, he likes to wake up early, be the first one up. You know, is there any, like, coffee in the room or anything to make coffee?
Can you smell the coffee from downstairs?
Yeah, can I smell
There
coffee?
is actually a drink service already in the room.
Ah, wow, I slept through that, too. This is early, too, wow. That's awesome. And is there coffee on there?
There is a beverage that smells appealing. It doesn't smell like coffee, though.
Does it taste good?
What? I love the sound effects for drinking. It's not bad, but it's different.
Does
From the
it
tail.
look like there's supplemental stuff like, you know, cream and sugar?
It does. There looks to be a sweetener.
I put a little bit in.
Do you not taste it first?
No, I put a little bit in and then...
It makes the flavor more appealing. It makes the flavor even more appealing.
Like monosodium glutamate.
Just a tiny teeny just a tiny teeny bit more.
It's a little bit better.
Very good.
And it's ruined.
How many pumps can you get?
Did you just add more?
A tiny bit.
It's even better.
Wow.
I'm imagining it's not like spoonfuls that you're pouring in there,
No,
right?
just a little bit.
It's like pinches.
Yeah, he's still trying to figure this stuff out.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not.
Okay. Just making sure I'm not misinterpreting what you're doing. It is really good, and there's a whole
He's gonna drink like 3 cups of it.
okay, and it's very filling as well.
Wow. And then after that, he's gonna go around, kind of like listen to the doors. Hear his movement.
You're snoring. Even from the people who don't normally snore.
Yeah. Wow. Oglen seems to be really quiet this morning, not screaming about.
And the loudest of all is actually Brudall. And then coming in right behind him is Dimble.
Oh my god! I didn't know gnomes can make that sound. Well.
And as you get to Truegar's door, you're pretty sure you hear him stirring in his room as he wakes up. You hear a knock at the door.
I will go over and open an inch.
And as you pass the small table, at the foot of the bed, you do notice that a drink service has been set with a hot drink.
This is not the first time that an aide has set drinks for me while I was asleep, so I disregard it and open the door.
And you see Matteo there, and he looks extremely peppy.
Have you tried the drinks?
Not yet. I still need to wipe
Do
my
it.
face. Oh, come on and enjoy the drink with me.
I was really concerned whether or not Matteo was going to go and drink it.
Come on in.
I'm going to need you to make an addiction check, by the way.
Oh.
Wouldn't mind.
Do you have that
How's it?
Constitution.
18.
Nah, you're okay.
Okay. That was fucking good.
You can quit anytime you want.
Yeah, cold turkey.
I can stop. I
I don't
stop.
need it. I don't need
I
it.
can.
So I pour myself a cup, and while the cup is poured, I put my clothes back on because I'm just in plain old pajamas.
Oh my god.
And
I was ready to give me a warning next time.
give Matteo a cup as well if he wants it.
Oh no, I've already had 3.
3. Well, I would not have invited you.
So at this point, Mateo's been up for like a half hour
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Mateo's just chilling, talking with me while I'm getting dressed and sipping this lovely, slightly bitter drink. And approximately after 20
It's not.
minutes
It's
or so-
not bitter so much as neutral.
Okay.
Right? It doesn't have a non-bitter or a bitter flavor. It's like right in the center, and it's not unappealing, but it's not like something you would go after for more of after the first cup.
Did you try that little powder stuff? Yeah.
I did not, but I've never really liked sweet foods to begin with. I'm more of a.
It wasn't
bitter,
really
salty flavor.
sweet when you drank it.
It wasn't like sweet. It was more like, you know, like, I don't know, imagine like a cake that wasn't sweet but tasted really good, but not sweet. But like really good.
A cake, of all the things.
Fucking
A
no.
cake.
A savory cake.
Yeah, like that. But
You do, however, at the end of that first glass, you do feel like as if you'd eaten some food.
Yeah, I might have to skip third breakfast after this.
We'll skip first breakfast, but never skip second breakfast.
True, yeah.
So Truegar is now dressed, ready to go. And would you like to go wake the rest of the folks up or let them sleep in?
I'm gonna look outside. What time does it look like it's about in the morning based on the sun?
Based on the sun. Oh,
I do this shit all the time. I'm an archaeologist.
An archaeologist.
Aziz, light!
That's where they keep all the best fossils in the sun.
you got
you know?
to give me a survival roll.
Okay. Alright,
Far
Santa
up
dice, don't let
above
me
the
down.
horizon is that glowing orb.
8.
It's
Hey,
morning.
putting on the hunt for them sky fossils.
You know what? Matteo is 100% sure that it is morning.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's morning time, so, I mean, you gotta wake up in the morning somehow. So maybe.
It's incredibly vague, Matteo. Let me look out the window.
Incredibly big.
Yeah. It's you know, I can't pinpoint it exactly, but I'd say it's somewhere between like 6 and 10 a.m.
Let me.
So as you guys are talking, you hear somebody walking down the hall. And since Matteo didn't shut your door, it's still open, and his door is also open.
Wide open, yep.
So after a minute, this person, peeks in and knocks on the door frame at the same time and says, "Ah, at least some of you are awake. We've been waiting several hours for you to join us."
I'm very sorry. Those beds were very comfy, and this, I don't know what to call it, Boffy? It's good.
Sandflower tea.
Oh my gosh. Sandflower tea?
Yes.
I'm about to take as many of those sandflowers as I can take.
Well, I don't think you could afford those.
Well, yeah. But it's pretty good.
Sounds expensive. Would you mind telling us what time in the morning it is?
It's mid-morning.
Ah, mid-morning, yes. Perfect time for second breakfast. But I've already had first. So we should be good. Okay, yeah, we should probably go wake them up.
You shouldn't eat for a little while after drinking
What's the recommended dose of that?
the tea.
Yeah, like 1 cup?
Most people stop after one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I do.
I mean, there's nothing that says that you can't drink more. It's not like it's going to kill you.
Yeah, if you drank 3 glasses, theoretically speaking, you'd be okay, right?
Theoretically, I don't
Asking
know.
for a friend.
I don't know. I don't know anybody who's ever. How did you get 3 glasses? The pitcher only holds 2.
Well, I'm tiny size. So you know.
Tiny cups.
Yep.
No, you should be fine.
Okay, good.
Should be fine.
Hopefully.
I mean, we'll find out soon.
Yeah, if I blow up, then, you know, some say maybe just the halfling curse, but...
So when you say when I blow up, they kind of like do that. Oh, I have to clean that up. Look, can you please do that outside though?
Oh, yeah, sure. Not a problem.
Thank you.
Yep, okay, well, let's go wake him up. Alright. I think it's settled then. Knock, 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 knock.
You hear an annoying knock at your doors.
And I help Matteo knock on other doors.
Eventually, you guys are all awoken by the knocking on a door.
I'm going to take a handful of water from the basin and throw it at you as I open the door.
Oh my god.
More sun tea, yes please. Go.
Yep. I'm gonna walk in, take a sunflower tea, or a sandflower tea. I'm gonna be like, alright then. Open my water flask.
There you go.
Choose from your
Sorry, that's for later.
Did you put that in here?
No, but I did forget to put something in there, and I put a
Were you
little
in this
bit of
room? Were you in my room earlier?
No, but I am now.
Wait, you just took that out of Brudall's room? Brudall watches as Matteo comes into his room and takes the drink that Brudall assumes was set out for him.
Only half.
Motherfucker stealing your tea.
Don't worry about it. You're only supposed to drink 1 glass. I'm doing you a favor.
And you should only drink 1 glass.
I only did. This for later. Alright, well, have a good morning. We're supposed to be meeting him now, so you need to get out of your skivvies and get into your clothes. You know.
I'm gonna kill him someday. It may
I'm,
be
I'm
today.
still here. I heard you.
Someday, but not today.
Alright, well, go on. Get dressed. Drink your tea. Hurry up.
I hear this commotion.
Roll for confusion.
I put my head.
I really do want to roll this.
Don't worry, you can always tell Thea how bad he was.
I'm sorry, roll for disorientation.
I'm going to pick the pillow up that I slept on and just like...
I'm surprised you didn't throw it at him.
I was already out.
So Matteo is even more peppy and animated than he normally is.
Which would definitely annoy Brew. Yeah, I'll take a drink of the tea, wash my face up, and head down.
So, without adding anything to it, it's not overtly pleasing, but it's not overly displeasing either. It doesn't have a bitter flavor. It doesn't really have anything, but it is warm, and you do feel like you have filled your belly with something. Right? It does feel filling when you finish it.
This is almost as good as me.
Okay. Says Brudall to no one in particular.
Yeah, no, he just says it to himself while holding it. Just like,
Oglen, you hear at your door.
Oglen stirs awake.
Yeah. What?
Open the door.
Hold on. I need some pants first.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You hear some stumbling
And
around.
after about like 5 seconds or so.
And then-
Hey, all right.
And then he makes his way over and opens the door.
Okay, you're finally awake.
Yeah, I feel like I've been asleep about 100 years. That was, whew. That was a good one.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're supposed to be in a meeting like 2 hours ago. You overslept.
Oh, wow.
I
Drink
take
your tea, get dressed,
Okay.
and get out.
And Oglen just grabs whatever's on the thing. and-
Don't forget the sugar,
Oh, okay.
He grabs the other thing.
but not too much. Just like a little bit.
Okay, puts the sugar back, just takes a little bit out of the sugar into the cup, and then just wanders out with all of his stuff.
before you close your door while you're still talking,
Mhm.
I'm actually going to come out with the pillow in hand and smack you with the pillow to the back of your head.
Ah, it's
So
like I didn't even
make
get
it
hit.
make an acrobatics check.
Does it just form around my head?
I'm gonna use uncanny dodge.
Acrobatics. 15.
Roll sleight of hand, technically. Roll sleight of hand.
Okay.
Not really an attack.
We get the benefits of a long
It's a
rest.
playful
13.
caprice.
Yeah. What'd you roll?
My Caprice Sun.
So Brudall's pretty sure he's about to hit Matteo full on with this pillow, and somehow Mateo's little wily ass slips right under the pillow, and is standing there smiling at Brudall.
The moment I hear the whiff, I poke my head around the door frame. Hey, Oglen, why didn't you scream last night?
Oh, yeah, that's...
It was Valentine's Day.
that is... that is...
That should be
pretty
a
odd.
reason to scream extra loud.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna start bringing a paintball gun today.
Just need to get one of those little tiny Nerf
Airsoft guns.
Yeah, I think that might be the first time I slept through the night. And, well, since y'all got me back.
Yeah. Hey, first for everything. That's baby steps right there.
Yeah. Well, turns out all I needed was a really expensive bed.
We're a psychic companion that can fly. We don't know yet.
Or both.
Could be. Well,
Next time.
got to put all this new energy to use, I suppose. Yeah.
Enjoy your tea. You will feel full after you drink it. But after that, we gotta
Alright.
go downstairs because it turns out our first mission may be soon.
Hey, okay.
The
Well,
first-
I'll be ready.
The first part of battle is you always gotta be predicting your enemy's next move.
By
Maybe
you
next
say-
time.
The moment he says move, I try to flick him in his ear.
Predict your opponent's next move.
Shit, fuck.
I would actually reach to grab you at the time that you say that.
Okay.
And, yeah, do I get him?
No.
Truegar flicks with advantage. Sneak attack.
Oh shit,
46. 46.
Even
In the
as you
ear.
go to flick him, Brudall goes to grab him, and he slips away from both of you expertly.
Just
It's like he's, I don't know,
He's seeing into the future.
sugar high or something.
I mumbled to myself, it's the last time I attack a halfling.
Why must you calling fuck with me?
So everyone except for Dimble seems to be awake right now.
If there's nothing else, fellas, I will be downstairs filling my belly
I
with
think with
some
all the
breakfast.
knocking and commotion, Dimble will just be in his room sipping his tea, getting ready.
Waiting. Once
It's
it's quiet.
been a while. It's been a
Dimble's
while.
drinking his tea. He's like, I hear those assholes.
Yeah.
This is kind of good.
Alright,
He's like doing half and half, like pouring both in the cup at the same time. Just drinking.
I'm gonna after I realize I feel like we're missing someone. Oh yeah, Dimble, yeah. Walk over.
The knock on the door ruins the rapture of this drink.
Yes.
Oh, you're finally awake. Alright, we missed our meeting by like 2 hours, so you should probably get up now so we can get there.
Which is uncharacteristic for Dimble to oversleep.
2 hours. Are you sure it's that exact long?
Oh, it could have been 1.5.
I'll be out once I finish my tea. He goes back to sipping.
So you guys wait like another 4 minutes for Dimble.
Yeah, he empties the pitcher, whatever's in there, he drinks.
And Dimble comes out, and Dimble is even more of a fast talker than he normally is.
Okay. Alright, are we ready to go to this? Let's go. We're going. Alright, is the person still there waiting for us?
Yes.
Alright, lead us away. We're all ready. Let's go.
What'd you say?
Downstairs we go.
Oh yeah.
Are you ready?
Well, that's what it said. Let's go.
Can we do one word answers, please?
Go.
Okay.
Brew's gonna say this is too much for me this morning, and actually walk out to go towards the stables again.
Hey, we have a meeting.
I'll be there.
Okay.
And the guy looks at Brudall. I'm taking you to the meeting now.
Yeah. Hey, Brudall. You know, don't embarrass me in front of these guys.
I so want to throw you at something.
I know, but the time for that will come later.
All right, let's go to the meeting.
So he leads you guys to the second floor, and to what you assume is like a master suite. And he knocks on the door and then just walks in, but he asks you to wait. And after a minute, he comes out and he takes you guys in, and you see Salon standing there, and it looks like he's being attended to by people assisting him in putting on his armor and his arms. And he turns and says, well, I trust you slept well, because your tardiness to our sunrise meeting certainly seemed to imply that.
Many apologies. We were not aware of a sunrise meeting, and if we slept through the initial knockings, Then we're again sorry.
So where is we're going? How are we killing? Are we just disposing of them, or just stopping them, or
So
disabling them?
the attendant is like getting ready to speak, like the guy that just escorted you, and is like, and he just like stops and looks at Dimble, looks scared, and then he looks at Truegar and says, "You actually slept through like 7 knockings."
Oh, come on, guys.
Well,
But it was assumed that we should let you rest because you could need that recovery before today.
Yeah. It's always a nice,
That was very generous of you.
nice to
very,
get.
very generous, and I would implore that next time you wish to wake us up, pour a big bucket of cold water onto Matteo's face to wake us all up, please.
That'll just wake all of us, though.
If you weren't sleeping in the beds, in the griffin down beds, then perhaps we would do that.
Griffin down. That's why it was so soft. Is that just soft, just like the Griffins were going to rag?
Oh, that was a mistake. I call like 3 of those words. Griffin down. Yes, that's why they were soft. The pillows as well.
I wonder if the Griffins will let us sleep. So we're going to call in the wild. Do you think they'll let us sleep with us, or do you think that'll be too much to ask?
What the fuck did I do?
You broke it, Gordon.
You made your bed, now you gotta sleep in it.
I gotta sleep in some Griffin down bed.
I didn't think he was gonna do it.
I'm only, I'm not...
Like everybody in the room is like it's like they, when somebody says something to you and you need a minute to process, and they look at each other, and the guy says, "I think I understand what you're asking," and the answer is, "I don't know, but you should ask them before you try."
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. They're intelligent creatures. We should just ask them directly. What am I asking you for? Can I go ask them now? Or do you have plans for us to talk about first?
At this point, Salon has just, you guys notice Salon has just like stopped his attendants from putting his armor, and he is just watching Dimble. What?
It's what the sugar did to him.
That tea was really good,
Hopefully you need us to talk real
And then he looks at
fast.
the, how much of this sandflower sugar did you give them? And he says, just a small bowl full. And he looks at Dimble and says, how much did you put in your tea?
I didn't count it. It's just equal out, half and half. I gotta get more tea last time. More sugar put in, a little more tea last,
You put half creamer and half sugar, or half tea and half sugar?
Whatever was there, I just poured it on all in at the same time. Half tea and half the other stuff.
Do you feel okay?
I feel great. I feel the best I've felt in a long time. It's slept like that in a while. I think that's why I'm excited to see if the Griffins will let us sleep on them, because I never slept like that before. You know how long it's been sleeping? I slept in a real bed. Not a little one that's soft.
So he looks at everyone else says, you should keep an eye on him.
I think I will designate his new nickname as Dimble the Hummingbird.
No, wait, shit. I just feel just fine. That's when we're ready to go. Wait, do we have a mission plan?
We did, but now I'm not so certain.
I feel great. I feel fine. I talk like this all the time when I get excited. Don't I? Don't come on. Somebody speak up here. Why are you not so quiet?
That is true, Salon. The only reason he talked slow last night.
What? It was so good.
It's being recorded too.
So when he does, why is everybody so quiet? Salon jumps back like a 6 inches. Whoa, we're just talking.
No, that's typical Dimble.
He looks at one of them. Can you go get my court magician, please, so we can fix this?
Is it all
Fix what there's nothing to fix,
Dimble at this point is not only is he speaking fast, but he's having a really hard time just standing on his legs without side to side and forward and back.
Like that 5-year-old that's tired of waiting on his mom at the mall. And just can we go now? Can we go now? Come on.
Watching that happen, it would take him a while, but then Brew would finally snap to him and be like, "You're having the same problem!"
I do not talk like that.
You feel hyper, but you don't feel like that.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I do not talk that fast.
You don't dodge me that often.
I mean, just because we don't... Never mind. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it.
So,
Alright,
they finish strapping Salon's armor, and the entire process is killing Dimble. And you can just see it. And they get his sword and he straps it to his waist. And he's like, all right, well, let's go. We can't actually do anything until high sun because that's how the rules work. We have to wait until 24 hours after forces are declared.
Them the rules.
That's fine. Let's go. But you still haven't told us exactly where we're going.
I have to be honest. I don't know that I want you doing anything.
I'll be just fine. I can still stab. Just stab it and then just stab faster.
Yeah, maybe.
So
I can stab and stab faster.
I will lean slightly
I
toward
think he
him.
needs some.
Salon, while we are walking, tell us the mission.
Why talking so slow? You're exaggerating because I'm talking fast. So you're gonna talk slow. Are you making fun of me now? Come on, I'm talking so slow. I'm not expecting that for you. Come on, Truegar.
Oh, so he begins walking. He doesn't motion you guys to follow, but you do. And as he's walking, well, my initial plan was to actually have you assault the palace, but my spies have gathered intelligence that there's a much better target outside of the city.
Oh.
Outside the city is definitely great. We don't have to worry about collateral damage. No little kids together and things falling on people. That way if we destroy stuff that's on us, it's outside the city and there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Except take it out of target.
He stops in his tracks and turns around and looks at Dimble. You thought about killing children?
Not just killing it directly, but if we're fighting up in there and things fall down, and no way who might where them land, and kids and other people and businesses, we don't want that kind of collateral damage on our conscience.
What would you be using that would fall on people from the sky?
Well, if we're fighting hippogriffs and the hippogriffs fall out the sky, they gotta land somewhere.
Does Matteo actually do that? He looks at Matteo and says, what the hell is that?
It's the dagger sound, so the bow.
Okay, so 8 of you is now 6.
We do have a member of our party who has a magical dagger that returns upon command, but sometimes...
Please tell me it doesn't make that noise.
It does not. Makes more of a pachoon sound.
He looks at his attendant. Do you think it's too late to take my griffins back?
It's too late. I'm sorry, sir. They've been bonded. Damn it.
The guy just laughs.
And where are those griffins?
Well, they're in the stable.
Yeah.
Right. Where?
Don't worry about it. Thea will be the matronly mother.
In the stalls?
See, watch this.
He's genuinely confused by this question.
See,
But it's not like they're heading in the back room or anything. Come on.
So-
Come on, let's go.
Why can't they be here tonight?
He'll watch the video.
I'm gonna say,
embarrassed.
I'm gonna say, Brew, just watch this. Ready? Hey, Stormspike, can you hear me?
What do you want?
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just checking to make sure that you're there. Brudall seems to be having a little issue. He, for some reason, thinks that you guys are not in the stall or something.
You get like this, the fuck you talking about impression? Yeah, I'm standing in the stall right now.
Yeah. It wasn't really my question, but...
Did
yeah.
you sleep well?
Oh, I did, yes. Very comfortable beds. Did you sleep well?
I did.
It's awesome, yeah.
So
Glad to
Dimble's
hear
already
that.
getting impatient with him. You don't have to actually put your hands on the thing. Have you ever done a magical message before? How are you going to think it's not concentration to it? You just talk and I can hear you.
Hold on.
Do you have facility? Like doing that?
Okay, I gotta go. I'm hanging up now. Okay.
I'm hanging up now.
Hanging up what?
You
What are
hear
talking about
you
hanging
hear
up?
like
Are you going to hang something on a hook?
in your mind you hear you're hanging what up?
Oh, like the sending stone, hanging it up. I mean, okay, I'm going now. I'll talk to you later.
Where are you going?
Well, I'm going to tell them that you guys are okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. I guess that's acceptable.
Yep. Okay.
Utter confusion
yeah.
is the emotion that you get.
Yeah. I'll see if I can explain it better later. Okay. I'm going now. Goodbye. Okay. They're okay. Yeah, they're in the stable.
Of course they are.
So after like
We're going
10
anyway?
seconds, you hear, "Oh, you're a special little person."
Yeah.
Do they night hunt?
No.
These are some weird questions, Brudall. You could just ask them yourself. You can do what I just did. But,
But without the, because you know what you gotta do is just talk like you're talking to me and they're just talking in your head and they can hear you.
Gordon's like, what the fuck
And
is
then
going
Dimble
on?
goes, like this. You know, you're just
I love
talking
it. I think it's great.
this is true, brew, but just that fast as this he's talking.
Brew's gonna like bob for a second and look at Slot and be like, can you just tell us what the job is, please?
So there's a cave north of the city where it has come to my attention that Salid keeps some of his more valuable objects, and I would like you to steal some of those objects.
Oh, yeah. I can do that.
I don't know exactly which ones I want you to steal yet. I'm still waiting for the information to be fully compiled. But
Should we like take the specific ones that you tell us, or if we see something bright and shiny that we want to keep for ourselves, can we just snatch it ourselves? Because you know, I used to have a lot of magic items, but no, it's many magic items. If you look around, you'll notice not too many of it's just shiny. So we would love some new shiny stuff.
where is the court magician?
So,
Would you prefer us to steal or destroy the magic items?
I would like you to bring the ones I want back to me. As far as the other ones that you can carry out of there, that's on you. However, keep in mind that if you take more than is requested, you could lose the protection of the rules of the house war.
Yeah, we certainly want to stay
We're
within
not
the
allowed to
bounds.
steal too much.
You can do what you want. You're adults, but
But
You
the
could-
house rules laws, they prevent
you can
certain
only
amount.
you can only take what's requested.
Yeah, I think we should try to do what we can to stay within those limits unless...
did your spies find any indicator of, just so we go to the right cave, like, is there any type of marking or something of that cave, so we know we're in the
Your
right place?
griffins will be given the exact location to the cave, and they will take you there.
Perfect. Perfect.
And if the Salid has some of his most valuable possessions there, I suppose they'll be guarded well. Or does he trust them not to be found?
Only one of my spies returned, so
Okay.
I assume that there is, at the very least, manpower protecting the location.
Okay. Yeah, I know that, we've had some trouble with Magic Warden in the past. We're much better at smashing our way through doors than dispelling them.
I'm certain you'll find magic between you and your
Okay.
goal. What that is, we don't yet know. The spy just returned only
Okay.
just before you arrived in my chambers, actually.
Okay.
He's being debriefed now.
It's a good thing we came in late, because, we might have already left another mission, and this one sounds much more promising.
Well, the other one would just be you breaking into the palace and killing Salid.
Yep.
Yep. Stabbing faster.
You wouldn't even see it coming.
Why do I wish this was animated, like literal animation?
Yeah, I guess.
Stop! And it'd be Dalsim from Street Fighter. His hands when he does the slap move. Yes.
Yeah, you figure his best guards are probably with him because, makes sense, you don't want him to get assassinated. So he's probably got a lot of them there, but there's probably still some good guys over there. Well, not like good guys, but like good guys,
As nobody has asked about his armor and weapon.
I don't want to interrupt this fountain of entertainment.
Yeah,
I know.
This is pretty
It's
great.
really good tonight. It's gonna be really bad because he's not gonna be here next week, and it makes me sad.
So the only one thing that's disappointed about is you're giving us those bright new shiny war griffins, but you're sending us into a cave. We're not going to do much good under the cave. We're going to have to leave them outside the cave.
Yes, but I gave them to you in order to gain your assistance with the tasks that I needed done, and
I guess I'll get us to the cave faster. It's just,
Yeah.
stealing the items that the family has used as their icons for generations sends a different kind of message.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Hearts and minds. I did notice that you are yourself wearing fantastical armor. Do you intend
It's actually pretty unimpressive looking.
Hmm.
It's like studded leather with like metal plates covering things every now and then.
Okay. I apologize when I say fantastical. I meant to say fantastical.
Well, no, I'm telling you as a description since you brought it up. Like it doesn't at all look like you would expect it to look based on the opulence that the
Yeah.
villa
Yeah.
displays.
Function
The
over-
weapon, however, is the complete opposite. It is an extremely detailed and decorated weapon.
So function over form in this case. Interesting.
The armor is Dimble and Matteo, at the very least, would covet the freedom of movement that this armor looks like it grants.
Do you intend to go directly into the heat of battle itself?
Well, I wouldn't command others to fight unless I would fight with them.
Makes one of us.
But an army without a commander is a headless army. And so
I'm not the
sure.
commander. I have generals for that. It's best to let those who know what they're doing do what they do.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I continue to be impressed by your honor and wisdom, Salon. It's going to be good to fight next to you.
You won't be fighting next
Yeah,
to me.
we're going to be up in a
Okay.
cave.
Same
But-
team.
Same
Moral
team.
Yeah,
support kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'd
Fighting-
rather.
I'm
I'd
just glad
rather.
he knows our strong suits, you know? Making noises at parties, stealing things out from underneath these people, you know, these things we can do.
Talking
That's
fast.
right.
Being subtle and sneaking into a...
I really hope his voice doesn't hurt after this. His throat's not sore.
Yeah. So these things you'd have us acquire, should we just carry them out on our backs, or are they large enough you want to have us transport them in a magical way, or?
That information is forthcoming.
Okay.
Like I said, it's a veritable vault of their family's most valuable or important items, and we have to be strategic in the items that we take.
Okay.
So I have my house scribes and historians doing research now.
All right. Well, I hesitate to ask this since you've given us so much already, but I admit the Saul's work that I'm wearing now, and he gestures to the desert elf armor he's got, I don particularly for going into the desert. I'm not normally a light armor kind of fella. So I don't know if you got any chainmail laying around that you would be willing to part with. It'd make me a more formidable fighter.
Come on, if you're going to ask the man for armor, ask him for good armor, not just chainmail.
And
He's so
Oglen
shameless
nods,
right now. I
just
love
like,
it.
Well, he's right.
And Truegar, you know, while we're at it, you know...
He kind of
gets
looks at
them
you
as well.
guys and he says, unfortunately, the armory is actually empty right now, outside of a few weapons. But I've outfitted as many of the house guard as I could with the better or best armors that we had.
All right.
What about
So in
that
other words, you're shit out of luck, you're just going to have to make do.
Maybe
Well,
we see what
I'll
weapons,
just
Yes.
I'll just have to hit them so hard they don't hit back.
maybe we see what weapons are left.
Not that I object to giving you weapons, but for what purpose? Would
Just-
you need more than what you have?
we were originally discussing bringing crossbows for those of us who don't have them while we're
Well,
riding.
that's if we were preparing for possible aerial combat. I'm just going to this place, I don't see that being too large for me.
Did-
Inside of a cave, you know, we're going to be fighting in there.
Did
too.
Pasal not show you how to use the saddles?
You did.
He did. But I just imagine
Then
if
you wouldn't need ranged weapons if he did.
fighting up in the air, it'd be a lot harder to get into close range combat if you're high up in the air and things moving around so fast. You know.
What do you mean?
You know, I think some moves so fast it's kind of hard to get a hold of a grasp of.
Raiding a cave means we will be dismounting our griffins.
Yeah,
The-
hold on. Y'all are missing something big.
Yeah, I think-
What do you mean we don't need ranged weapons?
The saddle has a spear in it.
Oh, well.
Now what?
That I did not see. Maybe the spear wasn't there yet. Maybe it's just a hole and we just overlooked the hole.
Is that next to the cup holder or? it's just.
In his defense, I rolled a natural 20 when investigating the saddle, and I didn't see a spear.
He did not find the cup holder either. It's DC 21 for the cup holder.
Perhaps that's the next stop we should make.
Okay.
And he leads you to the stables, and the griffins are all there, and he motions to the stable hands to bring out his griffin, and he mounts his griffin, and he lifts the flap up off of the pommel where the gem is, and he presses his hand to the gem, and in the opposite hand, 6-foot spear forms.
Oh, dang.
God dang,
That's super cool.
there's a spear.
So it's not like I never anything. You just touch it in the hand, throw it, touch the hand, throw it, touch the hand, throw.
And he takes his hand off of the gem, and he says, "Well, no, you don't have to keep touching it." But maybe it's because I'm so young, but the really awesome part is this, and he just like chucks the spear randomly in the air, and it flies for like 150 feet. And it didn't even look like he put enough force into it for that. And then it just disappears and reappears in his hand.
Whoa.
That is indeed a nifty trick.
And then he touches the gem again and the spear disappears. And it's not just like touching the gem, but he rests his whole palm on the gem.
Do we have to say any magical words or incantations or anything we do? Or are we just gonna?
It's just kind of like your intention. Like you have to want it to be there.
Can I do other things?
No.
Give me a fireball.
So it's not like the Green Lantern where we just like think a minigun and now we have a minigun. Press the gem.
Yeah, I'm gonna start bringing an airsoft gun.
Yeah, just like
The AC 130 Griffin.
After Bruce sees the spear get thrown like that, he was like, "Well, I'm set."
Yeah, that's awesome.
It takes practice. It's not like a normal weapon. It is magic.
What are those of us that aren't exactly strong enough to throw a javelin? Can I do other things?
It doesn't matter. And he makes the spear reappear, and then he just like drop throws it. Like doesn't put any effort in it, and it still goes like 150 feet.
That's crazy.
That's sweet.
Wow, that's awesome. Wow.
This makes Sano's chakram look really puny in comparison.
Yeah.
Can't wait to rub it.
So mechanically, you're gonna want to take notes.
okay.
Mechanically, the spear does 1d12 force damage. Well, it's actually 1d12 plus your proficiency modifier in force damage. You can only attack once with it, even if you have multi-attack,
So 1d12 plus 4 strength modifier? you
plus
said?
your proficiency.
Oh, plus proficiency. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a modifier that made sense other than proficiency. So 1d12 1d12 plus proficiency force damage. Even if you have multi-attack, you can actually only attack once with it.
Can I use the spear and then multi-attack with like my own weapon afterwards?
Or would using it take your whole action?
Using it takes your whole action.
Okay,
Throwing the spear takes your whole action.
that's nice. Good enough. So.
The only way the spear misses is with a natural 1.
Okay.
So as long as the die roll is not a 1, it hits regardless. There are exceptions to that, of course. But in general, against normal opponents, that is the case.
Okay. And the range is about 150 feet.
150.
Okay.
There is no disadvantage for attacking something with it physically, like swinging it.
Okay.
Does it provoke sneak attack?
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Okay.
What are the requirements for sneak attack? It just says you need to make a
Needs a
successful
finesse.
attack.
It needs to be a finesse weapon.
We're going to say it does.
An attack with advantage, I think.
Attack with advantage, or
Or
sometime
your
a
swashbuckler
swashbuckler if they exist.
Yeah. Basically, in all
I guess
conditions.
technically it would not. It is not a light weapon or a finesse weapon.
Yeah, it's gonna be lighter finesse.
Okay.
It's light. Like it doesn't feel like it weighs that much. But I'll have to put some thought into that. I didn't consider sneak attack or divine smite, to be honest.
Yeah,
So I
I
can't
don't
divide
think you can
smite on a
smite
throne
ranged.
or
yeah.
ranged. Anyway, but still be cool.
I'll put some thought into it. I hadn't considered sneak attack when I came up with it. Any other questions?
That was it. Is that everything?
For now,
Okay.
till you guys learn more about it.
Truegar is wondering if he can Charon Fells and then Gem Spear.
Double spear.
Well, your other spear wouldn't come back.
That's true.
Unless you tie a rope to it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to take a couple of turns pulling it back. Do you really want to do that?
Well,
Yeah. And then reel in a dead
Yeah.
body on the other end of your stick.
yeah, you guys gotta get out there. You know.
Anyway, I really lost like 3 points of my IQ right there. And I felt like it. I felt like a part of my brain just turned to mush. Or a couple of the rolls went smooth. Turning me into a smooth brain over here.
Smooth brain.
For now, that is everything that you're going to know about the saddle and what it can do.
All right.
Man, I just thought the gem was anti-teleportation gem, but it turns out to be much more.
Yeah. Anti-teleportation.
Your
for the
saddle
spear.
cost 150,000 gold.
Sunflowers.
It's like buying a sports car that does nothing and then finding out that it does things.
Got the LS
Are
package.
you saying a 1 to 60 in 3 seconds? No way.
No way. No, it's called the LS package because there's literally a spear. It's-
You're walking home.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yep, all the way.
It's better than the LG package, which is literally Gordon.
I hate you all.
Presses it up. He's like,
I don't know why I do this every Sunday.
Because we love you back.
It's true. So 1d12. So he gets off his, his griffin after he dismisses the spear again, and he looks at Brudall. Do you still want another weapon?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought Pascal showed you guys how the saddle worked.
He just showed us the straps, let us know that we can fall out.
That was about it.
He could have just been in a rush to be away from the villa.
Makes sense.
Does he not like the villain?
It's about being a house wolf.
That's true.
It's assumed that his family will side with my family in the house war, but his father hasn't officially declared which house they're siding with.
Yep. If he saw, let's say theoretically, hypothetically, if they were to side with the other side, would there be bad blood between you then? Or is it kind of like, no foul, no harm, kind of.
When the declares for one side or the other, do they become an open target for the other side? Or is it just more of like a moral support type thing?
The normal rules about assassination aren't allowed. You can't assassinate the head of another family who supports a house in war.
I'm not saying an assassination, but more like
They
target.
can destroy supplies that are being given to one house or the other, but going and destroying their property is frowned upon.
So if they're physically trying to support the other by sending stuff, then you can take care of that.
That
You can't
stuff
target
can be
them themselves.
taken or destroyed, yeah.
That makes sense. So do you have that list yet? Are we leaving, or when do we go?
Have you seen anyone hand me a list?
No, but okay.
We could just practice with these spears for a bit.
While we're waiting, can we practice on the griffins? I've been kind of anxious to learn how to fly them.
If your griffins are ready to be saddled,
They're not saddled yet. I thought you were waiting on us, and now we're waiting on being saddled.
you're a sapient creature. How would you feel if somebody just walked up to you and put a saddle on you without asking your permission?
Well, I mean, you have hands to take care of that kind of stuff and ask them, and get it taken care of.
I'm going to start putting a saddle on Dimble.
if only I
Go ahead and try it.
could put a saddle on Dimble.
Why do I feel like they would go like this? Matteo would find some small saddle, walk up to Dimble, and just like lean it against his back and go to reach around. And Dimble would be so caught off guard that he would just look for a second, and then he would stab past her.
And then green flame blade twice and then bonus action?
Oh man.
Can I ask one of your stable hands, or should I talk to my griffin first? How do I go about doing this? What's the procedure?
You are expected to saddle your own griffin.
If only
I don't know how to do that.
If only you taught us how. But I watched, so, and there's just tons of books about saddling these things. So
Did I say that they wouldn't show you how?
Oh no, you never said that. But
I
I'm
guess
just
we
saying,
do need to learn how to eventually.
You know, not everyone's right as
Are you going to
responsive as me.
expect your griffin to sleep in its saddle?
No,
Not at all.
not at all. I mean, unless
Or
in
its
dire
armor?
circumstances.
You're going to be taught how to do both of those things.
Yeah.
Dimble, it may be best for you to meet with this magician guy before you try to saddle
Yeah.
your griffin.
As Bruce saying this, Dimble's looking back and going,
Dimble's already walked away.
Astros, are you awake? As Bree's looking at Brew talking about
So Astreus responds in your head. Yeah, and you see like on the other end, like you see like his head peek out and like look at you.
We have some time before we get on our mission tomorrow. So are you okay to be settled right now? I'd love some practice before we actually have to go on a mission.
You feel like the equivalent of like a shrug, and he just like comes out and starts coming over towards you.
Oh, and I turn to him and like, okay, he's great. King. Whoever's going to teach us, you know. He said it's good to get settled down.
Salon says, yeah, I can show you myself.
That works. I'm honored that you would take the time personally to do so.
Yeah, I'm not going to pass up an opportunity to learn from the best.
Well, I'm not the best griffin rider in my house. That honor belongs to someone else. I'm lucky if I can stay on the griffin in the air.
Well, that's where we need to start.
Yeah, what if we have a little competition? See who the best rider
I've only
among us
been
is?
riding the griffins for about 4 months.
Well,
They grown up in a house without a war the Griffins. I thought you were going to talk about
I
younger
didn't
age.
grow up here.
Oh, that's right. You grew up in a
I was sent away when I was 5.
Well, how long have you been back?
5 months.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
So he walks away and he goes into the tack room and comes out with Dimble's saddle. And he bows to Astreus. And he like looks at Dimble and he like motions Dimble to come over. And you know, he puts the saddle on Astreus' back and he shows you, I'm not going to actually describe this, right? It's not necessary. You know, he shows Dimble how to do it. The noticeable thing, though, is that the strap magically separates and connects so that it doesn't look like there's any kind of buckle on the griffin's belly. And he shows you how to activate and deactivate that connection.
Is it a magic word, or does the mere presence of the two connect each other?
No, it requires an action.
Okay.
Like, not a mechanical action, but it requires you to do something to initiate or...
So
Like
there's
a hand
no
gesture.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So there's no hook and loop fastener. It's literally touch, and they're one.
And they meld together. Yep.
Gotcha.
And then he shows you how to connect to the barding for the griffin and make sure that it's comfortable and isn't pinching skin or feathers. And then he says, now it's your turn, and he undoes all of it.
Okay. I can do this.
I look upon Dimble with envy. Oh, I wish I could be doing it.
And you hear, Astreus looks at you, like turns his head, and like leans down and looks at you, and you hear in your mind, please be careful.
Oh,
Don't pinch me.
pinch? This is magic armor. Can anyone pinch you?
Well, the barding can when you attach it.
Oh, okay. I'll do my best. And Dimble's going to do his hardest to, like, really concentrate.
I need you to
He's
make
like,
animal.
like,
So you guys watch as Salon shows, you know, Dimble all of this, like goes through it. And it's like a 30-second thing. And Salon doesn't go slow.
Yeah.
And he doesn't show him twice. He does it once, stops, undoes everything, sets it all down, and then looks at Dimble and says, your turn. And Dimble picks the saddle up, and Astreus gets lower to the ground. His belly is almost touching the ground, and Dimble puts the saddle on. And he does the thing goes to do the thing underneath. Make a animal handling check.
I imagine you looking like you're defusing a bomb.
At disadvantage.
Blue wire, blue wire, blue wire.
that one.
Oh no.
A 1 and a 2, so.
It was, yeah, it's 1 and 2.
That's up to you. It's your ability.
Is he within 30 feet?
It was a disadvantage. Even if you rolled the 1, that's still up a 2.
Yeah.
No, he would
Well,
have-
no.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're kind of screwed then. Not much I can do.
Get fucked.
So as Dimble, yeah. So you watch as Dimble's trying to like put his two ends of this leather together, and his hands are just all over the place. And it finally happens, and you watch as Astreus like jumps and
Oh, fuck.
squawks and knocks Dimble down and looks at Dimble, and in Dimble's mind he's like, I asked you not to pinch me.
I'm sorry, trying my best. I'm just a little jittery this morning. I think I've had a little bit too much sugar for breakfast.
You feel like confusion. Why would you eat sugar for breakfast?
I didn't eat it, but that's in the drink. It was just all all there together on the plate, and just all poured it
You
together.
watch as
mixed in,
Astraeus
sure,
like
keep
it
them on
gets
the same
close
team.
to Dimble, like inches from his face, and you hear like a deep inhale, and in your mind you hear sandflower tea and sugar.
That's what they had there. Yes.
It's my favorite drink.
I wish I would have saved some if I knew that. Maybe I'll have something else for you.
Only with the sugar though.
Do you want to have as much as I had?
No. That's dangerous.
No, I'm flying later.
All right. Matteo's gonna stroll up.
So after a second, Dimble attempts again, and he manages to succeed, and he fumbles around for a minute or two, but he eventually gets the barding attached, and Salon walks over and he inspects it, and he looks at Dimble and says, well, it's not terrible, but you could definitely do a better job of fitting it comfortably for your griffin and for yourself, because the more comfortable your griffin is, the more capable they'll be in combat.
So how do I go about adjusting it?
And he shows you. The barding is just like standard barding.
Okay.
It's not like the saddle where it's like hardcore magic. It's definitely made so that you can adjust the depth and the width of the plates, and he shows you how. And he undoes the barding all over again and tells you to do it.
Alright. Dimble goes to readjust the burning.
Survival, not animal handling at disadvantage.
He's wired.
So you watch as Dimble goes to fool with these buckles and these connections, and his hands are all over the place still.
13.
Not bad.
Somehow, though, he manages to do it without causing Astraeus to freak out and panic. And Salon says, well, it's definitely better, and it'll only get better with practice, but not bad.
Oh, thank you.
And then he goes through the process with all seven of you, the rest of you, and he makes you practice as well. And he makes you all practice for a few more minutes as he's teaching others. And then he's finally done. And the sun's nearing, it's been a few hours you've been out here, and he doesn't seem overly concerned about the time. And the sun reaches just about noon, and he's called away by an aide, and he looks at you and says, I'll be back as soon as I get my report.
Okay. Can I look at a storm spike and say something in my mind?
I don't know, can you?
Say my mind.
Before he leaves, you're like, now that we got the saddling on, can we practice flying while you're gone? As long as you stay in the general area.
Probably not,
Probably not the best idea.
because it is around the time that you can be a legal target.
Okay. Dimble looks disappointed, but he goes, okay.
Matteo's gonna say in his
Does
head.
Matteo do the touching his
Yeah, he
temples
does.
thing?
He totally does. And like the face he does. He says, "Hey, Storm Spike, can you hear me?"
How far away is he from you right now?
Like 15, 20 feet. So in your mind, you hear
His eyes are closed, concentrating on this. Dimble walks over and smacks his hand away from his temple.
Oh my
Stop doing that!
Why not? How else
So-
am I gonna do it?
And I go, just like this.
Okay, ready?
Mateo's trying so hard. So
All right.
Stormspike responds, "Yeah, I'm here."
You see this guy? He's kind of pointing. He's
So some of
wired.
you see like a head peek out from a crowd of griffins and just like watch. And you hear, "Yeah?
Man, he's going crazy.
Why
up
are
there.
you doing that?
What do you mean? Doing what?
Why are you doing the face and the hands?
What do you mean? Oh, what? How else am I gonna contact you?
You just think it to me and I can hear it.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello?"
Oh my god. That's crazy.
Mind blown.
Man. I'm still like pointing at Dimble. And I'm like, this guy, he drank too much of that sandflower tea. And now he's like wired. That's crazy.
I mean, you've had some too, I think.
Oh yeah, but not that much.
Well, it's hard to say with you humanoids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, how are you doing?
Oh, pretty good. You know, slept well. Nice comfy beds. You know, how are you doing?
Fine.
Yeah.
Can you take the saddle off now?
Oh, yeah, sure. I forgot my bed. Yep, come.
He comes back over.
Alright, yep.
You take everything off?
Yep. No, I might need to put that back on later. I don't know how long it is till we're gonna have to head out, but
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how I feel then.
yeah, maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
Okay.
Alright. And I'm gonna look at the gem thing and be like, does this thing work if I'm not on you?
Nothing happens.
Okay, well, I guess not. Yeah, we learned about this cool spear thing. I don't know how to summon it.
Are you
but-
still thinking that?
Yeah, that's
to
yeah,
Storm
yeah,
Spike?
yeah.
I thought you said bye.
Oh, well, maybe I did. I don't remember. Oh, goodbye. I'm gonna go.
Okay, I'm gonna go eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this up somewhere. Okay. All right.
Did you just put a saddle on yourself?
On your own back.
Gotta carry it
A
somehow.
griffin saddle, that's probably like 3 times your size. He probably goes to put it on.
You guys watch this Matteo
Raise him down.
doesn't know what to do with the saddle and literally throws it over his shoulders and it's just standing there. And the saddle is like 3 times as wide as he is.
Well, no, I don't think that's right. Okay, I'm just gonna hold.
Matteo is struggling to like handle this saddle the way he's handling.
Yeah.
Like, it is actual effort for him to be tossing the saddle around like this.
I'm just gonna hold this, I guess. Yeah.
You know where the tack room is.
I
You just need
know.
to bring it out.
Oh man.
Oh, should I put this back? You guys...
You put it back, but while you put it back, tell Ash where the back room is.
Oh, good idea, Ash.
That's where they keep the good horses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
So after, no, because that's not the back room. That's just the tack room.
The tack room. Ah.
Yeah.
So after 10 or 15 minutes, Solon comes back over and he looks a little upset, and he says, "Oh, it looks like our arrangement was all in vain.
Why do you say that?
Because Salid has gone an unexpected route and has used an old form of one of the rules and has declared single combat."
Oh.
Really? Is he that afraid of your might of your forces?
I think he's more concerned about you and your companions.
I don't blame him. Am I right, guys?
So what are? That's really looking forward to flying and then stealing and then looting and. So what are the rules for this single combat thing? Do you have to fight him, or do you pick champions, or how does that work? Does it fight in the arena? Does it fight out here? Does it fight out his home?
He and I must fight in the arena in front of the other heads of house and notable members of the city.
I'm not suggesting cheating, but is it possible?
It really depends on how you define cheating, but magical augmentation is allowed.
Okay.
How
I
good
guess
of
not
a
cheating,
fighter is he? I know you spent most of your time in Alcar City studying. Did you study anything besides this book? Did you learn about fighting styles or anything?
I learned some blade singing.
What about? I know it's been a long time since someone challenged Celine. Is he? Have you heard anything about his prowess, or is he a good fighter?
He's an exceptional combatant.
So does it spell ill?
Well, Salid must think he has a better chance against you by himself than both of his forces.
I was meant to fight in the city for the first time during the tournament, but he used what was supposed to be my introduction as an exhibition with his elite force against you.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, that kind of backfired against, so maybe this will too.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can do from our side to help the matter?
Well, unless you can cast magic that can augment me in combat. No.
And do the other rules still apply of this
Well,
stuff?
I can actually.
Well, then any assistance would be welcome.
We can pray. I prayed to Alcar and assisted him.
I
being
pray to
part of it,
Alcar myself regularly.
and all of us will assist in your prayers.
I mean, we could also, pray some. I mean, is the other stuff still allowed as well, or is it just only this?
With single combat declared, no other forces can be engaged.
So what if we don't engage forces, but we engage infrastructure?
You
Well,
would
I think-
violate the rules of single combat.
So when is this going to happen?
This evening,
Will we be allowed at the arena? You said notable members.
I can choose to take you as a personal entourage.
I think it'd be good of you to bring at least a few of us.
Definitely.
Probably this one.
I think our part's out of this. You know, I think his house guard know the rules better. And, well, I guess that's really your call. You know, if you want to stay or for your house guard there, or who you want beside you, or you get to trust a face magician.
Guard are not permitted. We're not permitted to take any of our guard forces. But we can take notable house guests.
Well, we are guests. That is sure. Notable, I'm not
Yeah.
so sure about.
I
Would
take
be
Conrad Fells from my back and hold the flat of the spear blade to my forehead, and I think really hard, would it be okay if I were to gift this particular magic item to Salon? Would Salon benefit from me lending this boon?
I mean, there's no way for you to actually know that.
but do I get like a feeling, an inkling?
Yeah.
No?
No.
new spear. Who dis?
God damn it. Give you my lucky rock.
Though
with that
Salon's
rock.
weapon is extremely impressive.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just
That's
wondering
all
if...
I know your intention is to follow the rules, but him pulling this kind of move on you last second makes me think he would be willing to not.
We'll be magically bound to obey the laws and rules regarding single combat. And violating those laws would result in your death through the magic.
Yeah. Well, it's not.
One thing the people of Loren's Gate have always excelled at is magic that binds someone to the will of another.
Yeah, we saw that.
I mean, not opposed to bending some rules.
Yeah, but let's.
I think we should be observers until said otherwise.
Well, I know that.
But at least us helping assist you with magic beforehand would be within the boundaries of the laws of single combat.
It would.
And I know that when I prayed to Alcar for you, I knew that you were harder to hit after the fact, so I would, if you wouldn't mind, I would appreciate praying to you on the night of.
Yeah, and I'm certainly no wizard.
Well, I still have some hours before the combat.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned of. The few things I can do might last a minute or so. The other bond I could place might ward you for some damage, but we'd have to stay within, 60 feet of one another. And I'm not sure that'd be possible given.
Would
Well,
that
I don't
arena.
think the arena's that much bigger than that.
It's 50 feet across.
Yeah,
Could
so if
that
you're sitting in the
cave-
stands, then
okay.
you should be fine.
So, for what it's worth, Salon, I might be able to take on some of the wounds you received there myself and give you a little more longevity during the fight.
Unfortunately, that particular kind of magical augmentation isn't permitted.
Okay.
What about sparing you from one death? I can enchant you to where the first time you would die, you wouldn't.
That magic is permitted.
All right.
When the time
As
comes.
long as the injuries I suffer are mine alone. Any other augmentations are permitted.
Okay.
And if he gets, dropped before this combat, what happens?
They would suspect me or my house or those who work for me,
Yeah,
and I would be in violation of the laws.
true. And is there any other ancient laws like this that, may have been forgotten somewhere that might have something we can invoke to help us? Maybe, I don't know if he necessarily has access to them, but maybe something he's looked over that was added at one point?
He's not added anything to these laws.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know, but like someone in the past that he's not thinking about.
If there were, I'm sure my aides would have told me.
Yeah, probably.
But in a house war, all of the initiative lies with the house that declares the war.
Yeah.
So is this a combat to best one another or a fight to the death?
To the death.
Say to you or win, would then power of the city automatically transfer to you, or do you think there would be uprise, upheaval, or challenge from the other families, or do you think since tradition in the arena it would automatically just be that it's said and done?
I'm sure some would not be happy, but I don't think they would object to the proper procedure, which would shift my family into prominence.
What about the remainder of his family? Does he have brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, sisters, mothers, brothers that might challenge you later on down the road?
The heir of his family would just become the head of their house, and they would become one of the council houses.
Right. But do you think they would accept that?
If
And
they
actually become that and
decided,
follow that, or do you think they would just
they could
wait for
turn it.
turn challenge?
Whew. Man, you talk fast. They could turn it into a blood feud if they wished.
And
Who's the heir of his house? What do you think they would likely do?
I'm honestly not certain. He has no children, so it would be one of his brothers. Well, no, I suppose it wouldn't be one of his brothers. They're both dead. His uncle, then, perhaps. His father's brother.
and
What's his uncle like? What's his temperament?
The status quo. He would like to see the city remain the way it has for generations.
and is this guy a mage by any chance, or is he just an exceptional fighter?
I don't know much about him other than that.
Well, I'm sure we can hopefully find something out before the fight, because if you're a magic user, and we've seen you, cast a pretty high level, a high power, thing before.
What have you seen him cast?
Hero's Feast.
Oh yeah.
Are you sure that was him?
Yeah.
He waved his hand.
Are you sure it was him, though?
Pretty sure.
When it
We
timed
think it was him.
timed it well with his court wizard. Hey, I'm gonna do the thing. Oh yeah.
Is Salid a coward by challenging you this manner, knowing that he would fail in conventional warfare?
The more traditional members of the city would view it as a more valorous act because he is limiting the casualties to him or I rather than hundreds or thousands of individuals.
So he can choose the fight he's most likely to win and gain public favor in the same move.
It's clever.
But what he really hopes is that by defeating me in single combat, he can claim the spoils, which is a quarter of my wealth.
Well, we're gonna do what we can to not let that happen.
I'm surprised you didn't give away a quarter of your wealth just equipping us with griffins. I mean, we hope to pay you back somehow. Aside from praying to Alcar and giving you boons.
Well, I'll
how
still
can
hold
we-
you to completing a task for me. It just
Absolutely.
will be a different task. Perhaps at a later date.
Aside from praying to Alcar and achieving boons for yourself, how else may we assist you?
There's not much else you can do.
Well, if he's not a powerful mage, you've already got the advantage on him. You can just do that one thing. I've seen it done once or twice where they just stop moving and then he's gonna,
I'm going to buy you a thesaurus.
I'm pretty sure the ruler of the city probably has pretty magical armor and fancy stuff on himself. Where those kind of spells won't going to work. too easily.
maybe, yeah, maybe. Yeah,
He's not going to
probably.
walk into a single combat thinking that one spell could take him out that quickly.
Yeah, but sometimes. Could.
Well, if you'll excuse me, you're free to do whatever you wish until the combat, but I must go ready myself.
Alright, well.
Alright, Ash, you heard him. You ready to practice flying?
Yep, and that is where we're going to end the session.
So how are we gonna cheat?
Oh man, guys.
If I am not here when the combat goes down, Dimble's going to cast Death Ward on him.
Send me a Facebook message to remind me,
Okay.
because otherwise I will 100% forget.
Death Ward.
Death ward. Okay. We'll
Look at
remember.
the camera and say Death Ward.
Death Ward.
Alright, we got it on camera now.
How much inspiration do you have?
2, 3.
You have 5 now.
Okay.
You went balls deep with that roleplay.
That was so good.
Can you switch us to Tavern Talk?
Goodbye for the week. We'll see you next one.
My pencil's out.
Oh no. Do you need another pencil?
You can use
I've
mine.
got-
Pencil may have stopped, but these cookies will never stop.
True.
Can't stop, won't stop. I've got a whole bunch of pencils and you can just have this one.